transgressions.
Yo, we live in misery, ghetto infested, crack facilities where people struggle and strive against their own abilities. I tried to put the people on and tell them what they doing is wrong. An epidemic, this is prolonged. Misery, the day that Christ was betrayed, as he sat and broke bread, one had a scheme to hold him back. Now picture this, living your life at the age of 12, going around town telling the wise men to get on track, and growing up, walking in the footsteps of Christ, knowing death, knowing the time Satan tempts you in the night. Fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, afflictions, praying for strength in the Lord to overcome this. And what about the times when they doubted you, didn't believe because they couldn't see what it is to see? You got eyes but they don't see, you got ears but they don't hear. That's why we living in misery.
Forgive me for I've sinned over and over again, and again and again and again. Lord, forgive me for I've sinned over and over again, and again and again and again.
Attempting to reach the promised land, pay homage and praise to Yahweh Shai. Why should he even acknowledge man? We represent the 12 tribal, even the families of Israel, spoken of all over the Bible, awaiting the arrival of the Son of Man. If the truth hurts, then duck down, cause his verse is homicidal. Bust my gun in hand, destroying my arch rival. He's on the ground, stretched out like a rubber band. Shot him 7 times, I understand. Don't take it literal, condition is critical, cause every shot was spiritual. 3 shots to the face, judgment, mercy, and faith. By the grace of the Most High that we weren't replaced. 3 more shots landed, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Without these, your spirit abandons your body, and now your flesh is left stranded. The last was love, most powerful force on the planet. Sources outlandish, a place where the lost in our hearts will be branded. Living out the true example of what a man is. Our minds are like a fragile package of damage. The eyes of the Lord got us on candid camera, watching us whatever we do. Forever he rules. For us the Red Sea was severed in 2.
Faith for all Israel to have. They crucified the Son of Man. Wicked acts like him. I ran since I was a slave, mentally pained. I cry out to the Lord, but never in vain. We soon reign and have dominance like the days of old King Solomon. Low in tolerance. The Lord covenant, the promised land, the kingdom, the power, and the glory. Amen.
Forgive me for I've sinned over and over again, and again and again and again. Lord, forgive me for I've sinned over and over again, and again and again and again.
Ever since I get the Spirit of the Lord, I've been walking in the righteous path of Yahweh Shai, trying to keep my head up as I walk by all of the simple and perverse. Boy, this world is such a curse when I tell you, I mean there is no sign of the truth. No more praying in the booths or the tabernacles and our solemn feasts where we used to eat all the holy things. Put before the Most High when we cover sins. Man, you should have been there when I tell you, what the hell you call this wretched ass place? Such a disgrace. Man, we've been misplaced. Lord, we bring praise. Now we praising every day, wishing you were here, looking up the sky where we know that you will appear. Come on down, lift us up, take us out of here. Bring us to a land where the righteous is always near. And it's all about faith, cause there ain't no fear.
Lord, forgive me for I've sinned over and over again, and again and again and again. Lord, forgive me for I've sinned over and over again, and again and again and again.
Despised and rejected, spit on and disrespected, came to my own afflicted. Why didn't they listen to me? The greatest sacrifice no other man could ever give. I gave my life and soul, knowing it would make you live. Spirit was willing, with my flesh I had to overcome. I asked my Father, pass this cup, but I was the only one to do His will, fulfill the scriptures to perfection. Lay down my life in hope of reconciliation. Christ is on His way. Will you be waiting for me? Christ is on His way. Will I find faith in Thee? Christ is on His way. Come to end on this confusion. Christ is on His way. Establish eternal righteous ruling. Christ is on His way. Will you be ready for me? Christ is on His way. Or will I find iniquity? Christ is on His way. I bear the sins of many. Christ is on His way. How could you do this to me? Of all the families on earth, you only have I known. My sheep was lost in this world. To you my love was shown. I came to give repentance, forgiveness of your sins, to be a prince and savior, but you won't let me in. Instead you delivered me unto the enemy with all your blasphemies. How could you do this to me? Stiff-necked and stuck in your ways, you broke the covenant. You only got a few days before I make my judgment. Oh, forgive them, for they know not what they do. What they do, what they do. I will plead with them face to face till I turn them back to you.
Yo, you thought I wasn't coming back? Imagine that, watch the sky crack when I attack. I held back the winds from the four corners. Now you were gonna watch my battle wax get bloody. No one above me, it pleased them to choose me, to bruise me, but nothing could move me. You refused me like you never knew me. I didn't have to do it when I carried your iniquity, your wickedly witchery. Now you don't remember me, the whole world watched on my name. They lied, denied that I died, but so they pierced my side. Now I will return to burn, to unlearn, but the whole world heard, but for
everything I do is for the Lord. If I breathe for Christ. If I die for Christ, no matter the price. Understand it, I present my body as a living sacrifice.
That's right.
Repent, for the kingdom of the Lord is at hand. The coming of Yahweh Shai is nigh, and He prophesied when He was going to be born and died. I hope these cats realize that there ain't much time. First and foremost is Satan host post. Keep your guards up and close with the armor of the Most High. He's not a man that he should lie. I hate when we teach Jake and they walk on by.
Christ is on His way. Will you be ready for me? Christ is on His way. Will I find faith in Thee? Christ is on His way. I'm coming to end all this confusion. Christ is on His way. Establish eternal righteous ruling. Christ is on His way. Will you be ready for me? Christ is on His way. Or will I find iniquity? Christ is on His way. I bear the sins of many. Christ is on His way. How could you do this to me? Christ is on His way. I'll hear the sound of the scorn. Turn up the nations for war. Ain't gonna take this no more. Israel, you better endure. I'm hearing the sound of the scorn. Turn up the nations for war. Ain't gonna take this no more. 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 Ain't gonna take this no more.
Good evening, folks. How y'all doing this evening? Tonight is testimony, well, Saturday? supposed to be Testimony Friday. We had to move it one night, and it's Testimony Saturday for this week. And thank you guys for being here. Um, this is a little bit different tonight. We won't have a super long show. We're definitely not going to do the whole 5-6 hours and everything else. But we're still going to, as the saying goes, try to get in where we fit in. Right. So tonight, again, thank you guys for being here. We couldn't do this without you guys. And so as we go through this show tonight, it's a show that allows everyone who is in the village to be able to come on board, to be able to give testimonies, ask questions, to pretty much do just about I won't say just about anything, but maybe to come up and ask pretty much almost anything that you have a question with concerning things in as far as the scripture is concerned, even some things in as culture wise, right? But the main thing behind this is to be able to give God the glory in pretty much everything that he has done. Salute to Smitty, so Smitty's Corner, and also the rest of the others, both in the chat. But yeah, so this is what the show is about, to give people to a chance to, let their voices be heard in that regard, because we never know how our testimonies affect others, right? Sometimes we think that we exist in a vacuum, and that the things that we go through, others don't go through it at all, that we're on our own little island. And lo and behold, we come to find out that that is not the case. We come to find out that a lot of the times there are lots of people going through the same thing that we are. Now, doing this, normally what happens at this time, Bolo gives a nice monologue in regards to what the channel is about and everything else. And this channel was started to help people with mental health issues initially, and it's kind of grown from that, really and truly. It's still about that and everything else, but it's also about basically, dealing with the whole person, right? Not only the things that we go through physically and mentally, but also spiritually. And so we try to encapsulate that in pretty much everything that we do here on this channel. And so we'll have people that, will come up and, they will ask questions. Some of the questions that they'll ask will be, seeking for the truth. And then sometimes people come up and ask questions and everything else just to see where we stand. Some people do it just to initiate a debate. Some people do it just for their own self-gratification. But just like in life, we deal with all people from all different walks of life. And so with that being said, again, we open up the floor for the most part, and I will go ahead and put this into the chat, because this is going to be our there we go. So this is going to be for the show tonight, for those who would like to come up and be able to say what they need to say, and give their testimonies. And like I said, that's one thing about a testimony that's given. When we allow the Lord to work within our lives, and then we let others know about it, then what 9 times out of 10 what normally happens is that not only do we show the good things that God has done, and, because we're actually being that salt and that light we talk about all the time. And it also gives people to show others that, hey, you're not alone in this walk. Number one, we all kind of go through the same things, even though some things might be different. But we also find out how much we are able to help others. One of the things that I love about this channel is that we've been able to help a lot of people, uh, both physically, mentally, and spiritually. And when you see, lives being changed and God working through people's lives and things are moving around, it's just it brings so much warmth uh, to the soul, if you will. Right? You see God working, and it's a wonderful thing to take note of and to behold. And so, again, that's the premise behind this. So I throw the link up. I swear to you, I wish I had all of the little uh, buttons and everything that as it goes to. I don't know if this would be it. I'm gonna try to see. Um, that might be it. Nope, that's not it. So thought that might have been it, but that's not it. But the whole deal is to look for the spot where it's um, the pin up for the show, I guess you could say, and allow when people can come in and I didn't know this was there. I gotta remember that too. But yeah, it's this piece where we could basically pin the show up and allow people to see it outside of just the uh, so they can be able to click on the link, basically pin it up, click on the link, and be able to come forward and connect up. But I'll figure it out. You know, one of those things that we, if push comes to shove, anyone wants to connect up to it, they can highlight it and just add it to their browser, and we can roll from there. But anyway, so even with that, there's been a lot of things going on. And I can definitely kick things off. There's been a lot of things going on um, from what I've been seeing throughout the week, um, between work, between uh, family life, just the whole nine, right? We just don't realize how uh, how much things go, right? Hey, lady, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. And one of the things that I was able to uh, come as far as we talk about this week, uh, like we were talking about before, you get wrapped up in your own little world, and you start, you know, basically you cranking out, say work, for example, you're cranking out work and everything else, and you don't get to understand, exactly a lot of the things that went forth. And so one of the things that I got to uh, take note of over the past uh, week was the fact that I was heading into work one day, and it was pretty early in the morning and everything else, but I actually saw someone roll their car, and you don't really think much about stuff like that. You just you stop to try to render aid if possible and everything else. But um, when I got, as I was passing that way, and I saw lights and stuff and everything that was on the scene, and lo and behold, I saw the ambulances and everything else. And one of the things that I saw was that the person apparently who was in the wreck, right? They were kind of like out walking around. They were talking to the police and everything else, and and it kind of brings you into that state of awe, because looking at everything, you would have thought, yeah, that's kind of no way that this person should have been walking around. They should have been boarded up in an ambulance and taken away and everything else. But I saw them helping them out of the car, and they kind of were standing up, and they were like fine. It was almost kind of surreal, and I normally don't try to be the person that rubbernecks on the road and slows down to, pay attention to everything else like that. But it was one of the things that caught my eye because they did have, police in the road, moving traffic around and trying to get everything, basically for the first responder vehicles and everything. And the first thing that kind of went through my brain was, I was like, man, I mean, like I said, man, you talking about being blessed to be able to walk away from that and everything else. And then I thought the second thought that was in my head was like, I wonder if they knew the Lord. And within that thought process, it was like, wow, And the reason why I'm saying that is because that could have been their day, right? That could have been the end. That could have been for them. That could have been the end result. That means that early in the morning, that could have been, the end of their day, literally. They Bolo talks about all the time. We, need to be mindful about these things because a lot of people didn't wake up this morning. But think about this person actually woke up. This person actually woke up, and they were on their way to their jobs or wherever they are. Maybe they were going home from a job. I don't know, right? Traveling in, leaving, whatever the case may be. And then, to whatever caused them to have that accident, for that to take hold. And it was almost like, wow, for them to be walking around. And it caused me pause because how many people do we, meet in everyday life, and they go about their day, and then suddenly it's like their day could be ended like that, right? For example, there was the just earlier this week, I believe it was. I think it happened like on Monday, but the head coach for the Golden State, the head coach, excuse me, one of the coaches, assistant coaches for the Golden State Warriors. He was a former player and everything, but he died. I believe it was a heart attack. He's 42 years old, much younger than I am, right? But he died at 42 years old. And you ask the question now is that, yeah, he has family. He would have probably had family, children that he wouldn't have seen growing up and stuff like that. And then, that's all true, but also, where is he spending eternity now, right? When he opened his eyes, after closing his eyes for that last time, where did he open his eyes at? Was it with the Lord, or was it away from it? And so that whole day, I was pretty much in kind of almost like this quiet contemplation, right? And in that quiet contemplation, it just caused me to reflect and caused me to think, am I doing everything that I can? Number one, for the kingdom. Number two, it was, do others view me? If I was to leave for the day, what would the words be? I shuffled off this mortal coil, right? What would the words be? What would people think? What would people say? Right? Not in a way that is like, I want to make my name great, not the greatest at this, that, and the third. It has nothing. But would people look at me as being a representative of Christ, or would I be just a guy? Right? Oh, they look. Oh, yeah, he was a good guy. Right? Yeah, he was a good guy. And so those kind of things, kind of made me sit back and just kind of really and truly just kind of just think it all out, right? Just kind of made that happen. And so it was one of those things that was just I guess you can say it was one of those things that just really and truly gave me pause to take consideration. Can we pause to really uh, pull these things together? So, but the question I guess would be, do you ever have those moments? Do you ever have those thought processes where you believe that, you know, that are you doing everything that you can for the kingdom? Or even to the point of, am I ready to die? If I die today, am I ready? If I die today, will I be, how will my family remember me? How will my friends, the people that I've come in contact with, how will I be remembered in that regard? And so, a little dark on that one tonight, but that's kind of how it went. And so, but again, the channel is open for anyone that wants to come up and to um, say a word, word of testimony, word of encouragement, ask a question that they might be looking an answer for. This will not be um, an extremely long show tonight because um, I have to get up in the morning. I have some classes I have to teach at the church that I go to, and so, but we'll definitely move accordingly, and we'll let the Lord lead as He sees fit. Now, one of the things that I've noticed too today, I was looking at a few things that have been going on uh, throughout the world as I kind of took a day off from everything and just try to catch up on a lot of different things. And um, I was actually getting a few things done for my uh, getting a few things done for my class that's happening tomorrow, and then there's of course the things that we do here on Thursdays, right? And so I was trying to get some things going, looking at some things in regards to that as well, and I came across some things in regards to the. I guess the name of it is the. Oh, cool. I guess the thing is the things that were happening with the about a week or so ago now, but I think it's still kind of ongoing, but not as popular as it once was, and then things that were happening with the uh, World Economic Forum, and I touched on it, probably I guess it's about a week ago. Kind of touched on it for a little bit prior to the end of my the show that was done on Thursdays, and the things that were happening during that time was crazy. But there was one guy that got up, and he was the president of Argentina. And he said some stuff that had me laughing because the stuff he was saying was true, but the look of people that were on that um, stage, you could have told you could have sworn that he basically showed up and just almost like pissed in their face or something, because of everything that he was saying was counter to everything that uh, they were saying, right? And it was crazy. Hey, lady, how's it going?
Hey Superman, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How was the week?
Busy, long. I still didn't get my clothes from the airport. So, like I was telling
From
him
when you
in
went to
rehearsal
Chicago?
today. Yeah, like I was telling him in rehearsal, I said, and then I said in the room, but I was talking to him and they started laughing. I said, I didn't want to lose my spiritual religion. And they was like, spiritual religion? Oh, Lord. She did went all the way out. Spiritual religion. I said, yeah, I didn't want to lose my spiritual religion with these people. because I called them yesterday. I was grateful that they answered because I've been calling. They don't answer because they don't have their own personal phone, and they
Uh-huh.
only answer if they there and they have like flights and stuff to local people on, so they buy the phone. So they finally answered when I called, and I told them I was like, I've been calling you guys for almost 3 weeks now. I got here on the 6th on a Saturday, and look at the date now. It's about to be February. You guys called me and told me that my bag was going to be sent, that you found it. It was in Vegas and it's coming to the nearest, airport near me. I said I paid all that money. I want my money back from my checked-in baggage because I checked my baggage in and then check it
Right.
out to pick it up. So I think I should get my money back, and I think that's fair. Now I'm telling them if they don't look for my bag or do their job, I'm gonna have to sue them because pain and suffering. I have no clothes really out here, and the clothes I do have, they not really like enough of what I need because I took all my good clothes and stuff like because it was Chicago. I didn't have Chicago clothes. When you go to Chicago, you get
Right.
your stuff in Chicago. So I know how it is Chicago. I'm from Chicago, so I know how to dress. So I doubled up, and I ain't gonna lie, I used most everything that was in that bag. But anyways, I told my sister passed, and her memory shirt is in there. I want that back. I don't care if you guys want to keep my bag. Let me at least get that if y'all have my back. And it was like, I think they sent it back to Vegas. So I called Vegas. They wanted me to do all the legwork. I said, no, you're going to do the legwork. Or do you want to get sued? Or do you want to cash out and give me a check since you don't have my back? They, so what I did was, I was furious. I called Vegas. The lady there, I said, I love you because she helped me out. She told me the date of when my bag was sent to the airport or whatever in San Francisco. Then uh, she said it wasn't having no record that it got sent back. And I said they get on my nerves, but I'm gonna still keep. They're gonna make me get out of my religion. And I said it again today. I think that's the first time when I said it. And I said I'm gonna lose my religion with these people. I was so mad, and I was just talking fast. And
So
so I
so
called. So she told me to call Central Baggage or Baggage Central. They're closed, so I'm gonna call them on Monday because the stupid machine said from 8 to 5, but it don't say Monday to nothing. Closed on the weekends and then because I called this
yeah.
morning and they were closed. I was out, man. I said, Satan, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, but God is. And so I think I found my bag,
So
but I'm not sure.
they did send it up to San Francisco,
Yes,
according
but
to what they were
San
saying.
Francisco said it went back to them, to Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't check. That's what that is. I'm
And I
willing to
told him, I
bet they didn't
said,
check.
I'm gonna sue you guys. I said, I really don't want to do that. And I had asked Reverend Kid, was that wrong to like sue people?
No, no. So that's a good question. And here's I can even tell you what the scripture says about it. You deal with the courts with those who are not believers, not true believers. That's what you deal
Mhm.
with the courts. You don't sue another brother or sister. You don't take them before the court. You're supposed to, according to the scripture, you're supposed to handle that type of thing, as the saying goes, in house. So it's something that you would handle uh, with, you know, elders of the church and stuff like that. Right. That's how you should handle it. But when you start talking about things that are in the world, businesses and stuff like that, if they're doing deceptive practices and they are not doing things with integrity or honor, then yes, you have rights to seek your recompense, as they say, or to seek your what's due to you um, within the court system, because for the simple fact, and it would be filed in the civil court, but you have the right to do that because when what most people fail to understand is that when you buy a ticket, that is a contract. You are purchasing a good and a service, or a service, when you get a ticket. So anything that's involved, or that's involved around that ticket. So, for example, if you fly Southwest, right? If you fly Southwest Airlines, then Southwest actually gives you 2 free bags checked in, right? You get to fly with 2 checked in bags. They don't charge you
So
for
you
it.
paid all that money. That's why, and it's fair. But go ahead.
Hey, but no, but that's the thing, right? But then you'll go and you'll get someone like American or Delta or United or Spirit or whatever the case may be, Frontier, whoever else is on
Mhm.
there, and they charge you for baggage. Where
Greedy.
so when they charge you for baggage, they now take responsibility of the bags that they charge you for. So that is their responsibility, because you are paying the good, and or you're put like this, you're paying for that service. And that service is that you give when you do a check bag, you are temporarily putting that bag in their custody. And
Yep.
it is their responsibility until you have it in your hands at your final destination. That's how it
Yep.
goes. And so if at any point in time that service failed, right? So for example, did you have a stopover in Vegas?
Yeah. On purpose. Yes.
Okay. Did you change planes?
Yep.
That's where you had that's where it had your spot. They didn't
Check.
they didn't move all your baggage. So because they didn't move your baggage to the correct plane and left it out, then that bag becomes a it's held it's a liability to them now. They now must either pay you for the cost of the bag and the contents that are inside, um, or they have to pay you for um, they have to either they either have to return the bag to you within a reasonable amount of time, or they have to reimburse you for everything that's in there. And they can't they don't get the right to say what's in there and what it's worth. It has to actually that worth the claim that you file against them will determine the whole worth of the bag. Now, one of the things you can do, a friend turned me on to this um, a while back, and
That's
one of the
funny.
things
So
that you can do is get you
that's
some of
funny.
those
So
get some of those
I'm
Apple
stupid.
tags.
Apple tag.
Get you,
What's that?
yeah, it's those little Apple tags where um, you get them from the Apple store or whatever else, or you can order them online from uh, Amazon. But you can use them to find your what they do is they put them inside of their luggage, so that in case anything happens, they will always be able to say, "Okay, my luggage is here."
Right. Oh, it tracks it.
It tracks it. Matter of fact, you'll be able to see it if you that find my phone that's built into Apple. If you take that Apple tag and put it into your phone, it will you could be able to find it on that Find My Phone. You can
Yeah,
go
I
to
know
that
about
find
that. Yeah. But I got that
Yeah.
on the phone, the iPad, the iWatch.
Yeah. Well, you can buy the Apple tags, and what you do is when you buy the Apple tags, you can then turn around and put that Apple tag into that Find My Phone app. So it will always tell you where it's at.
So you have to turn it on in the back.
You don't have to turn it on. You just have to put the ID into you. It's like an RFID. It'll literally you will be able to have your phone pick it up, and
Electronic?
yep.
How you do that with a suitcase?
Huh?
Electronic. How you electronic put a tag in a suitcase?
Oh, it's that's how it is. It's you turn on the Apple tag itself. It has a little button on it. You turn it on. It runs forever.
Mm.
but
Interesting.
you're able to track your luggage just about anywhere in the world. So when they say, "Oh, we don't have your bag," you would have been able to say, "Well, I have the bag ID, and the bag is showing to be in this area here." And if they got it in one of their little storage areas, if they got it in one of, because after a certain point in time, they'll take lost luggage and stuff and move it to like this warehouse.
I didn't know about that. I'm gonna look that up on Google.
Yeah.
Like,
After
it's historical.
after yeah, after a certain amount of time, I forgot if it's like after 30 days or 60 days or something like that, any lost luggage gets moved to this warehouse. And what winds up happening is they will then sell it off. And so people go up there to those areas and they buy all kinds of stuff. Skis, golf clubs,
That's
guns,
so crazy, and they could donate
whatever.
that game there free, but they gonna sell it and make profit off
Yeah,
of some
they'll sell it
free.
and make profit of it. Yep.
That is so wicked. I'm sorry. Maybe I should sue them just because they're part of the airline that do that. No, I'm just playing. But
Yeah.
I'll try to
But
tell them I'm trying
yeah.
not to sue them. I mean, I meant that because from the bottom of my heart, I really felt like it's bad. But do me a favor.
Hmm.
Give me a example of what you was talking about.
In what regard?
Like, like, like to the suing, like, give me an example on what to sue on, and it's okay to make it not wrong.
Oh, in the deal is why are you suing, right? That always comes down to it. It's like, why are you suing? What is the purpose of you suing? Are you suing to? There's nothing wrong with filing a lawsuit if the cause is just, right? To file a lawsuit for any reason outside of something that is just is a miscarriage of justice, right? So, for example, you lost your luggage. I'm going to say they lost your luggage. You don't have
There
your
you go.
luggage.
Mm-hmm.
It caused you inconvenience. It cost you
Pain and suffering.
it was a monetary deficit because you had to go buy other things that you had in there, right?
Wait. Hold on. I need this information. Repeat that again. Hold on. Get my pen and pad. Okay, it was wait, what was the first thing you said?
No, I mean I'm saying that
I
you
need
can
to. You
no, I
said
mean you
deficit, sis. Spell that.
yeah, it's a no, what I'm saying is it's did it put you at a monetary deficit? In other words, did you lose money? Right? Did it cause you a loss of money because you had to go purchase things to replace the things that were lost? Right? Was it a massive inconvenience? Well, it was both of those things, right? And basically, the fact of the matter is they did not hold to the terms of the service that was provided. So they basically failed to provide the service that you paid for. So that can actually go under uh, negligence. It can go under fraud. You know, all of these different things, and it's best to consult a lawyer in that regards, right? It's best to consult a lawyer in that versus trying to have a guy that's not a lawyer tell you these things. So, but there's always been, if you look, you can probably look at whatever airline you've flown, you can probably look up um, class action lawsuits, for example, in that regards for it. Yeah. Phoenix
I
said,
was right. Sorry, I'm right.
no, that's fine. Phoenix says
It's cool.
she said that's an amazing thing for luggage. Not an
Mm-hmm.
Apple fan, but she said I have meds in my luggage. The investment is priceless, and it is. And they'll run specials on them all the time, whereby they cause. I mean, like the thing costs as little as $29, right?
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's for that. It's excellent. But you can buy it for like about $29. Sometimes you can get them like two for 40 or something like that if they're doing it. But I'll put the I'm not a Apple fan either, right? But if you want to look and see what it looks like,
Um,
I put in the I just threw it into the chat to show you what it looks like, and you can get to the site and you can look at it. But it's good for finding any luggage or whatever you have. If you have a backpack or you have a, you know, like, you know, where you carry like computer equipment or whatever the case may be, you know, or, you know, kids that are in college, school books, stuff like that. It's one of those things that's very valuable to have. It really
mm.
is.
Hey, Clue Channel. Hey, Phoenix. Hi, Village. Hi, Sweatbread.
Look at
Sweatbread, you got any
Sweatbread today.
questions? Entertainment for us? This is a, short, easy night. You know, usually on Saturdays we don't really have a really turnout because people be busy on Saturday. It's Saturday, Friday. It's the end of the week, so that it's a cool down moment. So they come here. So Friday is better, but if this is gonna be fast though.
We won't be here super long tonight. It's not going to be one of
That's
those,
good, 'cause I'm tired
yeah,
anyway.
3-4 o'clock
I
in
got
the
an
morning
injection in
type
my
things. No,
knee. Yeah, I got an
but
injection
yeah,
in my knee. I'm tired.
but to your point,
What happened? You all right? Are you okay? You smell
really
tough?
sweat bread. Yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm
Well, I'm
cool.
like having a stroke over there. You smell tough?
Look,
What's that brand do?
you,
I don't see it.
you don't see it.
No. Yeah, let me see my
It's not really. It's not sweat bread. It's Joseph. But
oh,
he
where's
said sweat
Joseph?
bread
I don't see
2.0.
Joseph. Did he block me or something?
No, you
I
don't
don't
see.
see
He's
you.
he's on the channel now. You don't
I
see
don't
it.
see you. Oh, let me get out because I'm in the comment. Joseph, what are you doing? You acting up. Not acting, but acting up. How you doing, my brother? God bless you. What did you put? I'm looking. I'm looking
either,
hard too.
either which way is fine. If it was sweat bread that did that, or if it's Joseph calling himself that, either one is fine.
What did it say though?
That's classic, there, brother. That's classic.
What did it say? Can you read it? 'Cause I want to know. I want to know.
It
What did
said
it say?
it's a picture of Joseph, but underneath it says Sweat Bread 2.0, the
Oh,
real sweat bread.
Oh, put in the bag, Joseph. I want to see it because I can't see it in the chat.
It's on the screen, man. It's on the screen.
You
It's
can't
on the
see
Oh,
it.
screen.
Sweatbread 2.0, the real sweat. Oh, I didn't even see that. I'm on my TV now. I have to turn the TV on. You on this big screen now. Now I see it big. It's big. Sweatbread 2.0, the real Sweatbread. Well, his name is Sweat Beans in the chat. That's Sweatbread. That's Sweat Beans right there. Sweet Beans. So you can eat Sweatbread. That is crazy. You the 2.0 though.
I
That's
heard you call
loud.
his name.
Hey, Joseph. You
Who's Joseph?
silly right now. I like that picture. Every time you come up here, you got a different one. Dude, what you got photo shoots every day, every week? What you
Me?
like, 21? You do commercials? What?
No, I'm 35.
Oh,
I'm
my bad.
35
You
years
look
old.
young. You look
Yeah,
so young. You like a little African boy. Look, look. You like you be dancing. You look like you be dancing. I'm gonna say, hey, say, calm down. Say, calm
That's
down.
right. That's what I do. That's why I stay in shape. I dance a lot. That's it.
Oh, really? You do look like a dancer. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I said it. You look like a dancer. Like you get down like boy. So you do like what crunk, what ballet
Um,
type, classic, what hip hop.
oh, probably a mix of all of that. So I just freestyle to wherever music I'm in the mood for. Sometimes it's
Right.
gospel, sometimes it's ratchet, sometimes sometimes a little bit of everything in between. And that's all I do. So white people they like to rhyme. You know, you got certain people they like to jog. Some people like to bike, swim. I like to dance. That's it.
I was
That's
just
it. Stay in
wondering.
shape.
Yeah, but I don't swim no more. So,
Swimming is
but
good.
yeah. How you been? How your week was?
It's going. It's going better than um better than I expected. I mean, I work hard, and it's just like right now. I kind of tell people I'm dealing with like imposter syndrome because I'm
Mm,
successful, but it's like I'm still kind of like my confidence has to catch up to the success that I'm seeing in reality. Because for so long I fought for studying, losing a lot of money, thousands of dollars, and then it's like, oh, it's working now. And it's like I don't really believe it, but it's still working. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now, and just working on that confidence. Um, had the confidence to go forward with it and to push as hard as I did until I became successful. But it's still kind of like that mindset doesn't necessarily always catch up to the level of success that you might have, which is something that I'm experiencing right now as I speak. So hopefully that changes sooner or later, sooner than later.
I don't.
really?
I think what it does is it keeps you grounded, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
you're right.
that it keeps you grounded.
yeah.
And I hear you because it's not like you waiting for the other shoe to drop, but just in case the other shoe drops.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it feels like. It's like, yeah, it's like you see the money there. It's like, no way. It's like really,
Yeah,
and it's like
you
you fought for this.
yeah, it creates a sense of vigilance, right?
Mm,
Because
yeah,
it's not the fact um, that you're not grateful about the things that didn't happen. It's not that you're not you just you know where you've been. So
oh,
because you know where you've been, you know what it took to get here, but you also know that there are certain things that can happen, even things outside of your control. So you just try to stay prepared. It doesn't mean that
that's
you don't
exactly it.
enjoy. It doesn't mean that you don't have good times and and can sit back and everything else. But there is a sense of vigilance there, right? So
And
Mm,
yeah.
yeah, in a sense of respect of the process that I went through. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like it
Mm-hmm.
just came. It definitely did not come easy. I mean, you go through everything, ups and downs, peaks
Yep.
and valleys, highs and
Yep.
lows, and depression. I mean, like rock bottom depression. Not only just 3 months ago. I'm done with this. I'm not. I'm just. And then just for whatever reason, it just clicked, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I just
mm,
kind of like kept it cool, and I was like, okay. Then I'm starting to see things. I said, okay. So it's I'm in that weird space where it's best probably that I'm in that space. I
mhm,
hope I don't swing over too far and get overly arrogant and cocky, which was part of my problem was how good I thought I was, but wasn't. But now that I'm actually pretty good at what I do, it's like, huh, I, maybe I shouldn't go back to the arrogance part of it, but the confidence. I think that should be there to a certain degree. But just I guess humility or a sense of humility
Yeah.
is what it taught me, and it's kind of like I'm still there,
Mm-hmm.
and I maybe it's good that I stay there at least for a while, so I can adjust to what is looking like to be a different reality than what I'm used to, but what I fought for. But it's just different. So yeah,
Well,
and
go ahead.
tomorrow Detroit Lions, I'm going to actually go out and celebrate. We on a
you're
roll right
fire
now,
for
so
that.
That's
Hold on, hold
hey,
on. Can I say something
hey,
real quick?
go ahead.
Sweatbread. Look at Joseph picture. That's all I'm gonna say. Sweatbread. I mean, sweet beans. Look at Joseph's picture, and that's all I'm gonna say. If you come over here, it's gonna be
Well,
funny.
see,
You should join the panel. But go ahead and line yourself. Go ahead.
so to Joseph's point though, like for me, is like when it comes to Detroit Lions, it's a mean they playing with house money, man. They just
house
Hmm.
doing it.
money.
There is no reason for them to be. It's like the fact that they have made it to a place that they have not made it to in so long
In one
that
year.
yeah, well,
All
no, uh-uh. It's been 4.
Mm-hmm.
It was
No,
4.
it's about 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Dan Campbell took over for them 4 years ago.
4
They just
years ago.
they just slowly been moving forward.
building.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because what he
We're
did
seeing,
was,
wow.
We was just
yeah,
talking about that.
what he did was is he had he worked with some of the greats. And the thing that I like about Dan Campbell is this. And to me personally, Dan Campbell, every man should have if not all of the traits of a Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell was a disciple of Bill Parcells, Sean Payton, that whole era, right? He played for some of the greats, and he went and he learned the coaching style of some of the greats, but he didn't let that coaching style change, like become him, right? He didn't just take on that coaching style to be himself per se. He's a he's a he is a disciple of those guys, but yet and still what he wound up doing was he took the best of what those guys had to offer and he incorporated it into his own personal style of coaching. Dan Campbell is a leader of men.
Intelligent. Very intelligent.
He is a leader of men. And his guys, you watch some of those press conferences that he does, and you watch some of those when they're all talking in the locker room and they giving game balls out and all that other stuff. And you catch him in there with them and you see it. You see it. He you can tell that he deeply cares for everyone that's in that room, number one. But he cares for them because he wants them to be great, not because he wants to be great. There were a lot of coaches who were very good coaches who did a lot of things, but what they wanted to be was great. They didn't care about the men that are coming up behind them being great. And the men that they're leading being great. And that's what he wants with those guys. And those guys are those guys, you go talk, all you have to do is listen to them talk about him. They made fun of him because when they were losing his first year there and they were losing, they swore up and down. I kid you not. He was up and down hurt because he did not want to be associated with losing because he didn't want them to be associated with losing. But he knew that to build, they had to bring in the right people. So he went in and he went and drafted guys that wanted to play football. He went and drafted guys who were football players, not athletes. Although they were athletic, he wanted guys that loved the game, just like he loved the game. Dan Campbell was a average to good NFL tight end. That's what he was. But every time he played and he stepped on the field, you could tell when he was playing, he loved the game. Those other guys, you saw it. When Detroit was losing, the coaches themselves only cared about making their name great. With the exception, I think, of one. I think it was Caldwell, and he got done dirty. I think Caldwell got done dirty being there because he didn't have a losing season. But they wanted to go away from him. And he had fallouts with the general manager and stuff like that. But Dan Campbell had no head coaching experience. He coached the tight ends. He was never an offensive coordinator or anything like that, but he was a leader of men. And so when he got to Detroit and they started building that team, he knew that the team had to build from the inside out. So they built the trenches. They built the front seven on each side. And what they wound up doing is in that building process, he started to grab guys from other teams guys who love to play football, guys who were good and could work in a team concept. They didn't put themselves above the team per se, even though that they were talented. They wouldn't have put themselves above the team, and they understood that. And they understood that he was that they if they listened, because they had been with other teams and they saw how a lot of things worked. But they were like, he was basically like, if you give it a chance, we can win. If you give it a chance, this could be something special. And they did. They went and got guys like Hutchinson this past year. They got him last year. But he was a guy, hometown kid, grew up just outside of grew up in Michigan, just outside of Detroit. Went to school at Michigan, and he got drafted. Now, everybody, you go back to that draft, you heard people say, oh, yeah, he's great and everything else, but you shouldn't draft him with that pick. It's too high. They drafted him. He's now become a cornerstone for that team. Those boys will hit you. Those boys will try to impose their will on you.
Watch your feet.
And the one thing that they won't do is quit. They don't quit. Even if they're losing, they don't quit. And they look out for each other. They got something special going over there. So I'm rooting for them. I'm not a Detroit Lions fan. I am a Detroit Lions fan tomorrow. And I've been a Detroit Lions fan throughout these playoffs. I want to see them do well because people like that I can respect. Dallas, same thing. Dallas had a team that's very talented, but their team, everybody on that team, with the exception of probably a couple, but everybody on that team they're looking for their own individual accolades. And because they're looking for their own individual accolades, they're not playing for each other. Now, it looks like they're playing for each other when they win, but it's when they lose is what counts. And when someone basically goes and punches them in the mouth, oh, well, they quit. And that's why you have Green Bay going in and completely wrecking their world, 2 weeks ago. Right. Same thing. And so, the Chiefs has a team that I believe the Chiefs have a team that right now is like that. They have a team that's pretty solid. Even though they're not as talented as they once were, the Chiefs play for each other still. They play for each other. And so because they play for each other, then guess what? Here we go. And so now you have guys who are hurt, guys who were sporadic during the regular season, really showing up in the postseason because they have one goal, and their one goal is to win, irregardless of conditions or anything else. That's why when it came to making plays in Buffalo, the Chiefs made them. Buffalo was the home team. And what did they do? When the pressure got too great, they wilted under pressure because everybody was trying to be a hero and no one was doing what they needed to do and make the big plays and really and truly be on top of their craft. So that's the kind of things that I see versus the things that you don't see on a lot of different spots. So yeah, I'm rooting for Detroit. I want Detroit to beat San Francisco. I believe Detroit can beat San Francisco. I think it's going to be a tough road to hoe.
Yay! Somebody actually says so. Yay! Thank you.
If you know anything,
I don't like the 41er. Sorry, that's my husband's thing. Sorry.
If you know anything about football, right now, they might be without their best player, which is Deebo Samuels. But don't get me wrong. Deebo Samuels, they're going to be without him. But they have a good team. They have a really good team. They
don't need Deebo Samuels. Let them be without him. So what?
They also have they do have the camaraderie on defense and offense to a certain degree. But
Mm.
I have seen Brock Purdy be less than in certain situations, but I've also seen Jared Goff be more than in certain situations. That game that the game that the Lions played last week against the Rams was a
Mm.
anyone who loved football loved that game because Jared Goff made those clutch plays to end that game that he should have. And he was able to kind of take that monkey off his back of not being uh, the of not being ready for the big moments. He kind of was able to do that to the point that when he was leaving the field, they were chanting his name. Jared Goff had never had that happen. But Jared Goff was not playing. But that's the fun part about it was when you hear him talk now and everything else, he reflects his coach. He reflects his coach. And he's saying basically, is saying he basically said that he wasn't out there playing for him. He said, I was playing for the other guys. He said, I couldn't let those guys down. They had worked too hard. So he said, by hell or high water, he said, I was just trying to make the play that will put us in the position to win. And he did. And that's kind of it's funny because it's kind of like, and it's funny to me that it's kind of that whole aspect within life that when you're really doing things and you only self-focus, it brings in it gives you a certain mindset when you're self-focused versus when you have a focus that encompasses or that encompasses or that contains others, right? It's a different you do when someone else is dependent on you and everything else, you dig a little deeper, go a little longer, you fight a little harder, right? Versus if you're just doing it for yourself, yeah, you might still do a lot of those things, but it's something when there's someone else involved. It just is, right? And so I think that
It's similar
team,
to the military. It's
huh?
similar. It says it's very similar to the armed forces, to the military, how they think, how they call each other brothers, how
Mm-hmm.
initially they go in for themselves, they go in because they want to make extra money, they go in because they don't have anywhere else to go. It's about them. But when they come
Mm-hmm.
out, it's about others. It's about the guy
Yep.
next to them. It's about shooting back when they're scared, because not for their own sake or for their life, but for the life of their man or to the left or to the right of them. So
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah. And even and comparing that to even to team sports, right? There's even more uh in regards to that because not only do you want to get home safely, but you want the guys who you went through all of this pain and turmoil with to go through safely, to be able to go back to their family safely, right? And nothing's guaranteed. There's nothing guaranteed with that. You don't know if you're going to catch a bullet or a mine or whatever else the case may be, right? You don't know any of that. You know that everyone's day can be their last, and so you embrace and you hold on to the relationships that you develop even more so. It's that whole same. It's like you're saying. It's that same. It's that same mentality. It's just on a grander scale when it comes to military. It's on a bigger scale,
Yeah.
right? You lose a game, you go home and you
Yeah.
think about what you can do to be better. Over there, you lose a battle, you might not make it back. Or even if you
That's,
win a battle, you might not make it back. So,
that's true. The stakes are higher.
yeah, it's much higher, much higher. But that's why it's so funny because even within even within um even within the scriptures, right? It talks about that. It talks about the relationship between with those who are working together, with those who are being of one accord and the things that they can accomplish and everything else, especially through power of God. And it's very much so that same thing. I have not seen. It's been rare that I have seen complete and utter failure when that mindset has been employed. It's not that you might not fail in certain things, right? But the people take it to heart more, and then they push themselves to be better, to accomplish that goal that they were seeking, moving forward just faster, moving forward a little bit more. Everything else it's a difference. But yeah, know that Detroit has a fan who is not a fan coming in this week.
I don't think anybody knew. Well, no, I can't say. I don't think the vast majority, and I was Ubering like 4 weeks ago, last time I did it. And this was before they even went to the first playoff round. And everybody I picked up, I asked them the same question: do you think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl? I said, I absolutely think they. I said, not only do I think they will, I said I'm quite confident they will. It's just the energy that I was reminiscent of when the Pistons had their run that came out of nowhere, and it shocked even those of us who live here. It was like, what? Where is this coming? So when it got to the championship game, it was like, wait a second. And then we actually won it. It was like a shock. I mean, we celebrated, but it was like, yay. It's kind of like you question, like, is this real? Because you lose for so long. Well, honestly, it's weird because I'm talking like that because it's kind of similar to what I'm going through, which is in my own career. It's the same feeling of, even though they're not the ones on the field playing the games, the basketball, the football, it's still kind of that connection is there. These teams are connected to us in some strange way. And so you feel like they lose, you lose, you win, they win. And when they win big, it's like, oh, wow, we actually got a championship. Oh, wow, we actually made it to the playoffs. Not one person I picked up said, yeah, no, they might make it they'll make it to the playoffs, but they had to win like 4 in a row. They can't afford to lose any. What are the odds of that? I said, yeah, but man, they're gonna make it pretty far. I think they're gonna make it a lot farther than it, but not one of them. Not one. They were happy they were winning, but not one person I picked up, born and raised in Detroit. These are not outsiders. These are people who were big Lions fans, but because they've seen losing for so long, they just couldn't see that the streak was the best we ever got was the first round of playoffs. And that was back in the 90s when Barry Sanders was playing. And so you think about that's 30 something, maybe 40 years. It's crazy. And so I get why they would feel that way. I get it. But for some reason, I said this, I kept telling every single one, I said, listen, this something is reminiscent of when the Pistons came out of nowhere, did what they did, and went to the championships finals twice. They didn't win a second one, but they went twice in a row.
Right.
That's very, very hard, extremely hard to do. Talk about any professional league at the caliber that they play, it's hard to do that. But I say, if they even get this far, that we got this far now, that to me is a major accomplishment. And if they make it to the Super Bowl, win or lose, that's winning. Like you're winning. Because you only get one shot to win. You don't really get like the baseball thing where you get to play several different, or basketball, you get to play 7 rounds.
7 games apiece.
Yeah. You get to split it. Yeah, okay, that's 3 out of 5, 3 out of 7. But with football, it's different. It's like it's all or nothing. And so I said, well, if they make it even to where we are now, to me, it's like, man, that's awesome. They make it to the championship game. That's like, oh, great. But if you win it, that's like, come on. That's crazy. It's gonna be pandemonium down here. But they're already celebrating as if they already won the championship. So I don't think it's going to be any animosity if they were to drop the ball, so to speak.
Like I said, they playing with house money, man. Those jokers are playing with house money. The last time they got to I think the last time they made it to the NFC Championship game, it was 1991. That was the last time. That's how long ago it's been. 1991.
I was 3 years old. So that was 30 years ago.
Bro.
Dang.
1991 was the last time that they made it to The end they made it as far as they went. NFC Championship game, 1991. That
That's
was
a
it.
long time.
That's a long time. They've
Very long
never
time.
won a Super Bowl. They, for the most part, before they made it to the 1991 championship game, I think they made it to the playoffs 4 or 5 times
Hmm.
throughout their whole history. I mean, not kind back during the old 1950 leather helmets and all that other stuff, they used to win. They used to win quite a bit. But then when it started getting into more modern day football, I think early 60s into the 70s, early 60s into the end of the 60s, I think they were decent, but you didn't really hear about them after that point in time. You didn't hear about them of being anything of a threat to anybody. I think maybe a
Hmm.
few times during the 70s and 80s. There's probably about 4 times they made to the playoffs or whatever. And it wasn't until Barry Sanders came onto the stage,
Hmm.
in my opinion, greatest running back ever to live. Um, but it
Facts.
wasn't a but until he got onto the stage with those guys, they made their biggest spot in 1991. They had chances, but mismanagement of the team, bad coaches, all this other foolishness did them in. It did them in.
Yeah.
It did them in. It did them in. And so it wasn't until it really and truly I think if they would have kept Caldwell, they probably would have made it to the playoffs sooner. But when they moved away from Caldwell, mainly because he was not a big name and all this other stuff, and they thought they could do better. Um, they made it to the playoffs. I think a couple of times, but I think he was the one they should have gave him a chance to build, because under Caldwell's year, I think it's the year they went 0-16, but he was trying to start something there, and he was basically trying to get his guys in place, but they went 0-16. So, they didn't let him do it. This time, they I don't think they went 0-16 under Dan Campbell, but it got doggone pretty near close. But they allowed him to
Hmm.
build. They allowed him to build. And when they allowed him to build and do what needed to be done, because it was like, if we don't let him do what he's trying to do, at least give him a chance to do what he needs to do, then uh, they're gonna we'll continue to suck into perpetuity. I mean, how many times are you gonna keep getting on this merry-go-round of we're gonna get rid of this, get rid of this coach, 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 get rid of. I mean, they've had more coaches in their years of existence than most coaches have. I mean, you got. I think, but I think, let's see, Mike Tomlin for the Steelers has been
They've been
with
there
them
forever.
for like
Forever.
17 years. And I
Yeah.
think before Bill Belichick quit with the Patriots and they went their own way, I think they went, if I'm not mistaken, they went, he was there with them for like 22 years. I kid you not, I think within that time frame, if I'm not mistaken, within that time frame, I believe the Lions had like 12 coaches, maybe closer to 15 or some junk.
That's crazy.
Yes. That's how they were changing they were changing coaches like, like a division 1 person or a division 1 player changes schools now. I kid you not. They were always changing.
Mm-mm.
They had a coach every time you turn around. It got to the point it seemed like it was every 2 years they had a new coach. Every 2 years it seems like they had a new coach. Kid you not. It is the craziest thing ever. And so they finally decided to let a coach do what he needed to do. They finally decided to let a coach um, take their time and build this team. And because they did that, now you
That's
got,
the result.
yeah, now you got something going now, because now you got something that the people believe in, the uh, you got something that the people believe in, you got something that the city believes in. I mean, the whole nine. You got the whole
Yeah.
thing. And so it's like you can't beat that. You just can't. And one of these days, I think you have teams like the Texans and stuff like that have also decided that they're making those plays in the right directions as well. Sweat
I
bread
think
012.
12. Why you say 12?
That's what
I
you have
can't
on your
believe he
name,
finally
man.
caught it on. He caught
You got
on to
you
the
got you
thing
got
Yeah, yeah,
sweat
yeah.
bread. You got sweat bread 012 or sweat bread
2.0.
12.
Oh, oh wow.
When did you catch on? 'Cause you took too long, brother. When did you
Yeah,
catch on?
I'm stuck up here in the Es- Escanaba Mountain. I mean, not Escanaba. Yeah,
Oh
over there by
wow.
what you call it? It's New York. What's that water bridge? Niagara Falls. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, you up there.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
Wow.
you
just
in
trying to get
Niagara
over.
Falls?
Yeah.
I want to go. How is it up there?
It's dark, and for some reason we're getting a lot of fog up here.
Is it pretty?
It's dark.
You just got there at night?
Yeah, I was sleeping up here at the rest area, but I'm good now. I'm heading back to the north coast, getting ready for the Detroit Lions. Well, I can't say I'm out for the
When you
game.
leave? You leave tonight?
Yeah, but right now still I'm trying to wake up. I'm gonna make sure I'm wildly awake.
Okay, so
Gotta
you ain't
get
gonna be
gotta
able to
get that
see
coffee in
Niagara
you, bro.
Falls. So you ain't gonna be able to say, hold on, get off, cat. So you ain't
No,
gonna
no,
be able
no,
to see
no,
Niagara
no,
Falls.
no, no. I'm
Oh,
gonna leave
that
it before
sucks.
daylight hits. Yeah.
That sucks. I'm
No, I was
sorry.
I was hearing about because man, my favorite part was how Bolo is. Jesus can throw a football. I'm like, are you serious? This is Detroit Lions we're talking about.
I miss Bolo.
You need Moses and the refs to be on our team. I'm just saying, but Jesus didn't. This because I mean, I was like, man, we ain't gonna never win the football game. We need Moses, and it's just ridiculous, man. How these refs be cheating the Lions like
Wait,
that.
you from Detroit? Sweat bread. You sound like a
No,
Detroit guy.
but I do live in it though. I live in Lansing. I'm living like an hour away from you.
Oh, okay, okay,
Hour and a half. Yeah, I'm living in Lansing, Michigan, homes of the Spartans.
okay.
Yeah,
I thought you lived in Chicago.
I am from Chicago. Was born
I
and
said I thought you
raised.
lived.
Oh no, 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 girl. I mean, I moved out in 2000.
Okay, sorry I'm making noise. I'm getting my stuff ready for church tomorrow. I gotta sing tomorrow.
Okay,
I gotta
no,
sing in the
no.
morning.
Oh,
So.
awesome.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Raise the roof. All right, support, support. Your leading
Yeah, I'm in
Mhm.
the
singer.
choir. Choir is
No, I'm
choir
the
is
lead singer. I'm the backup. What they call it when you sing in the choir? I'm the backup singer.
choir.
Oh.
I haven't let a
Man,
song in a while. I ain't even gonna sit there and cap. I stopped lead. I don't know why, cause my voice changed when I started smoking, and my
uh,
voice changed. So, well, I'm just gonna keep it 100. You know me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The
tell you the
smoking, but
truth.
I still got it though. But I just don't sing like I used to, and I'm a soprano and alto.
You singing for Jesus, right?
Yeah,
Okay, that's all you need to
man.
yeah. I
know.
just I just haven't sung any solo. I'm not saying I won't. I'm just saying I haven't. I just didn't think of it, just to do it because I'm like my voice is. I never raised my hand and say, "Hey, I leave that right now." And speaking of my gloves, I'm looking at my gloves right, and it says the Dallas Cowboys. Whew, Lord Jesus,
Hey,
I'm so mad at
all I'm
them.
glad is we got further than the Cowgirls in the first round. At least we
You
in the
know
state
what? You
championship.
don't have to clown them like that. Oh, 12.
Man, y'all been getting on my nerves. I'm seeing so many memes about the Cowboys. It has been the longest time they've been, riding. that wave. You know,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
just the Cowboys, there's the Cowboy that, and next thing you know, the first down Detroit Lions doing good. Oh wow, now we're the new American team now.
America's team. It's nice. It's nice to have that kind of attention that you don't have what for 30 years since Barry Sanders been played. I
Everyone
mean,
was a
because
joke. Yeah,
when the focus is on you, it draws a lot of tourism. It draws a lot of people. It amplifies the city. So it's not just like it does a lot in terms of economics, tourism. It is a reflection of the city is really nice. I mean, it's dope. Like compared to what it was 30 years ago, it's crazy how much it's changed. And now that the Lions, we have at least one sports team that's winning and that's bringing in numbers and a lot of attention that draws a lot of people to the city, which further builds it out because that economics part is a big part of it. So when they're winning, everyone's winning, literally in every way.
Well, because it's something you can hang your hat on, right? There's nothing like it's nothing like people being all of basically people being on the same mindset, right? When you
Right.
have people when you have people that are on the same mindset and to the it's something that they can rally around, it does the heart good, right? When you talk about people who are fans and everything else. Fans are just short for fanatics. That's all it is.
That's
The,
true.
the,
Mm.
the word fan, when they say they're a fan of certain team, is really just a shortened word of fanatic. That's it. So if you if you catch a person who is a fan of a team, they will mimic or they will, and it goes back to kind of what you were saying a while ago, Joseph, when you were talking about how the people were not, they were like, okay, yeah, they're doing great, but I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to be this, and this, and this, and this. Why? Because they've been conditioned to think that way. They've been conditioned to move that way. Uh, that's why you have people that are, and I'll even take it to on the Christian perspective, right?
Hmm.
When you have people that are on fire for God and they're all in, well, they move in a way that literally causes change, right? The environment is different, the place is different. Because no one's seeking their own, they're seeking God. And so when they move that way, then you can tell it there's a difference, right? Even if, but when they've been conditioned to do or to be in a position where it's opposite of that,
Mm.
or they don't see God move and they don't, because he's not moving in their life or
Amen.
anything like that, right? Then all of a sudden they get all condensed down and they have the kind of mindset you would talk about. Oh yeah, this is great, but
But
this is great. Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna go that far. Now, any of those guys, but here's the deal: I'm willing to bet you 100% that they were not fans of the team.
That part.
Why do I say that? It's
mm,
because they know the team, but see, here's the
Mm.
deal. Remember what I told you. I'm not a Detroit Lions fan.
Me either.
What did I just do not too long ago? I gave you a
Yeah,
breakdown.
pop.
I gave you a breakdown about why I'm rooting for the Detroit Lions this weekend.
I know. I asked the question. Say, hey man, you say yeah. I see you guys doing good. I say great.
Yeah.
Now, since I did that,
mm,
brother.
mm.
Now who's gonna win tomorrow?
It
Well, we don't
depends.
know.
Oh boy,
We
I
don't
think he's
know.
gonna
And
say.
no, 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 no. Here's why I'm saying. Here's why I'm saying.
Okay.
I
It's
believe.
exciting.
I believe that Detroit can win tomorrow.
Okay.
I believe that
So you think
Dan.
it's gonna
I
be
believe.
Detroit and 49ers in the Super Bowl, right?
I believe it's going to be Detroit and the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Okay, because I
I do
thought it was
too.
gonna be the Chiefs too.
That's going to be the Super Bowl. Detroit, the Lions, and
Okay,
the Chiefs.
same thing.
Now,
Oh man, Mahomes. Oh gosh, he's
everyone
such a good
else is
player.
everyone else is saying. Here's the deal. Everyone else is saying. I've heard people say no, it's going to be Baltimore and the 49ers. And it's going to be, I've heard them say it'll be the Chiefs and the 49ers. But
It
here's
might
what
be
I
the
would,
Raiders because they good
here,
though. They been
here's,
good.
I'm not saying it has nothing to do about good, because every team that's in the championship this weekend are all good. They are.
Hmm.
But what I see happening is this. I have yet to see, when it comes to the brass tacks to be laid down, when the rubber meets the road and those big moments happen, I have yet to see Lamar Jackson handle up. I have
Hmm.
yet to see it. That's why they haven't made it. He will not make the plays. Not that he won't make plays, but he will not make the plays that's needed to put them in that spot to win. He always
That,
leaves it on the table. We have seen Patrick Mahomes time and time again
oh, clutch.
make those plays.
You
That
crazy.
that clutch. That clutch. We have seen it. So because of that,
He making me
I
mad
will
though.
say, until now, it's not that Lamar Jackson won't go out on Sunday and prove me wrong, and that Lamar Jackson won't shrug off that monkey off his shoulder and go in and go crazy. He could. It's possible. At this point in his career, I have yet to see him do it.
How long has he been
Detroit,
playing?
huh?
How long has Lamar Jackson been playing?
About 7 years, I think now.
And you've
7 years.
never seen him. You never seen him do it. Is what you're saying?
I've never seen him do it.
Hmm.
He's been in the playoffs a lot, but every
Yeah.
time he's been in the playoffs, he'll throw that
Chokes.
one interception. He'll have that
Oh,
one fumble. He'll miss that one open guy that could have turned the tide of the game. It's not that he's not talented. The guy's been a 2-time league MVP, right? But when it came down to that clutch moment, that je ne sais quoi, as they like to say.
highlight reel.
Yeah, he has not made it. He has not made his. You want to know what his best playoff game was? Last week.
Last week, damn.
Exactly. His best playoff game was last week. But look what he went. First time team in Houston, Texans. First time team that made it into the playoffs with a rookie quarterback who is going to be great. But it's just not, he's a rookie. He's just not there yet. Right. But he now has playoff experience. He now sees what's about to happen. Now you'll be able to sit back and say, can he make that jump next year? We'll see. But Lamar Jackson, 7 years in the league, haven't seen him make it that play. I haven't seen him make that jump yet. I haven't seen him be that guy yet. Someone has always done something to take away what he likes to do best, all of these different things. I see that happening again with Kansas City. Could I be wrong? Yes, I do. I can be wrong. But unless this is one of those games that will determine who Lamar Jackson is. Because we already know who Patrick Mahomes is.
Yeah, great.
But you can't, you have now made it where you have never made it before, Lamar Jackson, AFC Championship game. The chance to take your team to the Super Bowl. Can you be that guy that will send your team to the Super Bowl? I have not seen him be that guy yet. Where he's playing, let me rephrase it. I have not seen him be that guy yet when he's playing what's considered an equal on the other team. I have not. So can he do it? Yes. Will he do it? I don't know. I still see Mahomes throwing sideways, falling down on the ground, completing passes, and doing these crazy things. I still see him doing that. Can they take all of that away and do it? Yes, they can. Will they do it? We'll know. We'll know at the end of 60 minutes on Sunday.
Yeah. But we're gonna.
But
I
it's the
hope.
same.
Let's hope.
But the thing with Detroit and the thing with Detroit and the thing with the 49ers is this. And this is what's crazy. In many ways, we talk about it here on this channel. And I've mentioned this a number of times.
Mm.
And what I mentioned is this. Are you going to believe God in regardless of the outcome? In other words, do you live in the even if? Even if I lose and the whole world turns against me and my life gets ready to crater, even then will I continue to do and follow the Lord? If the answer is yes, you're about that life. You're about that life. However, I will say this about Detroit. I believe that Detroit believe in each other so much. And because they're playing with house money, they have the best chance to win. There's no pressure.
Yeah, right.
Whether
Because we got so far.
Right. Whether they win or lose, they have gone farther than they have gone in over 40 years.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
because
let's
of
hope we ain't gonna sing
And
a different song by next week, y'all. Cause I'm with Superman.
but
I
no,
agree with
but
everything you
I'm
said.
just saying. But here's the
You make
deal.
sense.
But here's the deal. They believe that they can beat this team that's in front of them.
I'll be right back, y'all.
They don't believe that there's a team that's in the NFL right now that they can't beat. They believe to the guy to their left and the guy to their right is going to handle their business. But even if they don't, we good because we have gone further than any Detroit team ever. It might hurt to lose the game, but we're going to play like we're supposed to win, not wishing that we could win. And that's a different mindset. San Francisco don't believe that, especially on offense. They believe on offense that they have really good players. They believe that. What they don't believe is that they have the complete team, right? They believe they can beat Detroit, but they don't believe they can beat Detroit. Teams like Detroit scares them because teams like Detroit are that team that can get knocked down but get right back up. I laughed when I heard Dan Campbell was like, he gave this interview and he said when he built this team, he told them, he said, we are going to be that team that everybody hates to play. We're going to get knocked down, but we're going to get back up and we're going to hit you. We're going to get knocked back down again, and then we're going to get back up and we're going to take out one of your knees. Then we're going to get knocked down again. We're going to get back up and take out your other knees. We're going to keep getting up and weakening you that by the end of it all, you're going to submit. That is a dangerous way to play. That is a dangerous mindset to have. And when you have 53 guys on the field that believe that way, oh, well. Yeah, you might score a touchdown on them. They might miss a tackle. But guess what? They're going to come up with that key pick. They're going to come up with that forced fumble. They're going to come up with that, whatever the case may be, that key third down stop that they're not supposed to make. But some kind of way they made it because what? That's how they play. They all have the mindset of their head coach. With whatchamacallit, they don't have the mindset of their head coach.
Yeah. It sounded like just like like everybody just like, oh, whatever, they told me a meathead. Everybody was just doubting him. Everybody was just laughing. It sounded just like a Christian parody, like the movie The Fifth Down, about this guy loses all the time and the Lord came in and helped him. go to the championship round. It's
Yeah,
funny how it is.
the thing is, but see, the thing is, and this is why, and here's the deal. Before anybody says, I'm not saying that God says Detroit gonna win, and God is in Detroit's in Detroit's era, is sitting on Detroit's sideline and pointing to perform. But I ain't saying all that. What I'm saying is, when people have that active faith in what they believe, then things, and they're working together, things can change. Things can change. I laughed the other day, just to throw a political thing up. I was like, boy, look, I said, that's not even in Texas. And I'm like, boy, Texas, y'all go ahead. And here's why. Texas was getting overrun at their border.
Yeah.
They waited for the federal government to take over and to be able to do it. Federal government said, yeah, we're going to do it. And federal government never did. So what did Texas do? Texas said, suck it. We're going to protect our own borders because we know, because what people fail to understand is it's not just people coming in that are quote unquote Hispanic. They caught over 18,000 Chinese nationals coming in through the southern border. Literally arrested and detained them. The men were all ages 19 to 25. That's what they did. That's who they caught. And not to mention people from they've caught Iranians, they've caught, you name it, they've caught coming across that southern border. So what Texas did was Texas ran razor wire along their southern border. The federal government told them, you can't do that. Texas had their National Guard come and put down razor wire along the southern border, and like massive amounts of it. Like not barbed wire, but razor wire. And if anyone knows the difference between both of those, it is hard to try to move. If you go through barbed wire, you can try to move through barbed wire, you'll get stuck and you'll get poked. And yeah, it can rip certain things and everything else.
That's
But
true.
razor wire will slice you up.
Yep.
So they went and they dropped razor wire down along there, and I mean not just like a piece. I mean like a ton of it, and ran it along their southern border with their National Guard.
Great idea.
And so
Mm-hmm.
the federal government said, hey, you can't do that. You can't do that at all. It's against you can't do that. We not doing all that. No. Texas said, you're not doing the job that you're supposed to do, and we're getting overrun. So we're doing it. We have the right as a quote unquote sovereign state to go in and do this to protect us if you don't protect. And what you're doing is basically, because you're not protecting us, what you are doing is committing treason.
That's what it is. For 3
It
years,
is.
doing
It is.
now.
So
Just now getting around to doing something about it. 3 years later, dude. All right. I mean, he's doing something,
yeah,
but he should have been did this at the 3
this should have
years.
never been. Yeah, this should have never been a thing. And so what they started saying was, well, they said they told Texas, they told them, hey, if you don't do it, there's going to be consequences. You either remove it or else. Texas, that's what Texas said. That's what Texas told them. Texas told them basically, mess around and find out. You come down here if you want to and try to stop it. And they did. They went up. They sent the federal ICE agents down and everything else to try to force the people to remove the wire. But here's what they fail to understand: the ICE agents were having a hard enough time as it was, and the ICE agents had no. Basically, the ICE agents went and pull, like you ever seen that? You ever seen that that meme they do and they have like Willy Wonka, and the people were like, they have that meme like, if you don't do this, then this is gonna happen. We're gonna do this and this and this, and we're gonna leave. And then just like the Willy Wonka meme was going like, wait, stop, come back, kind of like stuff like that, right? Well, that's kind of how it was. It was kind of like that. They sent ICE agents to go over there and do it. So you got the Texas National Guard that's lining up all of this razor wire. The ICE agents come over and say, basically the equivalent of, hey guys, y'all need to move that stuff. Y'all can't have that there. Texas National Guard still piling up and putting stuff out. And then they went, oh, well, we tried. I mean, that's kind of how it was. It was kind of like, oh, well, we tried. No, because they don't want to do it. No. And that's the deal. But my point is in saying this all is that when the people become of the same mindset, and the people get tired of certain foolish things, and the people start to move in a way that it's for their benefit in that regard, for whatever the case may be, and they have faith in the process that they're initiating, right? Things happen. And so this is kind of what's happening with the game. This is really and truly, this is a testament of life, right? But you can't be afraid. You cannot be afraid of specific consequences, especially when you know what you're doing is right.
Yeah. I mean, after going to Florida, it's a whole new jungle over there. So Florida immigrants dealing with Cubans, and Texas dealing with Haitians and some other people. I'm not familiar. Mexicans, I guess.
Texans are dealing with Haitians. They're dealing with Iranians. They're dealing with Chinese. They're dealing with
Chinese
people. Yes,
wow.
That's what I'm saying. They literally caught 18,000 Chinese.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
In Texas?
In Texas, yeah.
Really?
Texas, they have people coming up from Ecuador, Guatemala, all of these places.
Chile.
And
yeah.
What people fail to understand is that no, actually Chile is actually pretty cool. Chile,
okay.
No one's leaving Chile. People are leaving all of the areas that are quote unquote just what they're leaving is a lot of, you got to remember, you have two things that are happening. You got a lot of people that are coming from areas where they think they can have better opportunity. Not because they're oppressed, not because they are in fear for their life, but a lot of those places that are, especially the third world areas that we consider, those places like in Central America, even though they got nice areas in Central America, the overall area is poor. Venezuela, same thing. Venezuela used to be one of the richest countries in the world, but the people decided that they wanted to embrace socialism and thinking that they were going to get more, and their socialism has become basically bottom line communism, and these people have been fighting ever since because their population and stuff is just being decimated because of poverty and bad policies. And so you got people from there, got people from Brazil, you got people in like those areas making their way up because you got a lot of places that won't let them in. So they can't go into areas. It's like one of the reasons why Argentina cleaned up their whole act and they elected who they did, because they recognize, like most people who have sense have recognized, is that the government does not create anything. And it never has, and it never should have been. But anytime you put the government in charge of things, then the government will do things that are in the best benefit of those who run the government. So when you put industry in the hand of government, then the people who benefit from that, it's not the industry, it's not the people, it's that those who are running the government.
That
and
part.
you continue to see all of these things cycle. So they create policies that keep them in power, and in creating policies that keep them in power, it moves up into a point where they no longer have the ability to do anything. So
Correct.
education suffers, um, people's religious freedom suffers, people livelihood suffers because government does not create; it only takes. And so the things that government should be taking, that should be dealing with, which is basically to protect, to that should be doing to protect and to do certain things that are in that nature for the benefit of the specific countries, they wind up taking things for themselves.
Thank you,
So,
Mama.
hey, Mandrill, how's it going? And
Yeah.
so,
Hey
wait,
everyone.
why is
I have a question on that. About the government some earlier, but I got a question. Do you
okay?
guys believe in? Have you first of all have y'all seen the commercial about the 6,400 that Biden or whatever or the government's going to give you if you call in and da da da?
No, that's a scam.
I
I
know
see
it
it all
is,
the
but you
time.
see those right, and then it
Yeah.
says California not included. Why
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
Why is they messing
Wait,
up
what
people
makes it a
in?
scam?
It is a scam.
How is it a scam?
Because
Have
I
you ever
tried to
called
call,
it?
I even though because it kept showing on my thing, and it was so funny. They use the AI. They keep using the celebrities' voices, and what you know, that is not Steve Harvey's voice, and then Cat
No, no, no.
Williams,
Get down.
and then
Get
next
down.
thing you know, I try to, it's what's so funny was I can't get it because I already make too much, but I tried just to see what's going on, and they try to
Yeah.
say, yeah, but it was stupid. Plus, they do the same thing on your phone. I remember one time it was getting out of hand. They call you, say, hey, you didn't win this much money. I say, well, we need your social security card. Like, whoa, I don't think if it's my money, why I give you my information? It's my money.
Yeah. I'm
It's
putting
just
stuff
funny.
on mine.
You
Right,
just
don't
gotta
send
try
it
it to
in.
see it. Yeah,
It's a
you know,
scam. And then
yeah,
when you call, if you live in California, they're gonna say, "Oh, we can't do it because you're in California." I was like, "That's stupid. We heard in California too. Why
right.
we
It's my
can't get it?"
money. Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, I have a question outside of this.
Well,
T-Biz
Yeah.
and Sweatbread. What happened last week?
Sweet bread and sweat
Oh,
bread.
yes, sweet bread. You know, you be messing up my name, so I gotta mess
I
up
know,
yours.
I know, I know, I know. We must.
Sweet Beans and Superman TV is about do God make mistakes.
Do God make
Did you know
oh,
mistakes?
what's the name? Did you know what's the name reacted to that video the next
God
day?
make.
Brother
Oh, yeah, I
I,
Clarence,
remember that.
I heard about that. I heard about
yeah,
that.
Brother Clarence,
Uh,
he did it was fire and he kept it going for hours. I had to make him stop
Yeah,
the
I
live. I said,
know.
Brother Clarence,
Yeah,
live.
yeah,
I
yeah. I
said,
remember
stop the
that.
live. I said, get up. I said, last minute nut. I said,
No,
this is like a funeral. Your 2 minutes
I,
is up.
I knew you was going with that. I helped him out because I had that same problem. You know me, I always ask for CBS about something like that. But I said I knew he was going to, so I tried to help the brother out. But then again, he got me thinking too. So But no,
well,
I mean,
no,
go
But
ahead.
he was asking questions, and then when you answer it, he was not agreeing with the answer,
well,
and he
Yeah,
tell you
but
his
the,
perspective of
yeah,
what he thought.
but the thing
Go
was
ahead.
he didn't want an answer.
he didn't believe. Yeah,
He didn't want the answer that he didn't want the answer that I gave him.
I was going somewhere with it.
He wanted to.
Were you?
Was
But
that?
I'm trying. I was helping the brother out. Give him closer to the promised land.
You say
So
you wanted to help him out. You were trying to help him out. I'm like, were you?
so
He just
so
seemed like
the
a
whole
bad.
you have to
I'm just
wait.
saying, wait,
Here's
I'm
the
just
deal.
saying, homie. Maybe he's trying to admit, homie, your explanation was trash. Your answer was trash. That's probably why he
Who,
dismissed it.
whose answer was trash?
Yours.
How
No,
so?
he
Oh,
said it probably was trash. That's why he dismissed it. He was talking about the guy. Probably
Oh, I'm
thought your
sorry.
answer
I'm
was
sorry.
trash.
I forgot.
Not that you're trash.
I forgot his Mandrell that's up here. My bad, bro. How you been, man?
Yeah, don't forget that.
Man, Joe, you gotta act. Stop acting.
This is
Acting.
this is an ongoing thing because we always cracking on each other.
Man, how do you,
What's going on, man?
yeah, later in the vote told me I need to stop acting up. Why? Why stop?
Mm, mm. You know, you the only one my husband knows and remember and brings up out of the whole YouTube people and our family. You the only one he
Why?
always brings up.
Yeah, why is
I
that?
don't know. I don't know. You just caught his attention, and he just remembered Rendra because
That's crazy.
he
Crazy
thought
people
he
remember
thought I
that.
said he thought I said your name when I was in Chicago because I said it so fast that he tripped me out. He's like, "What? You out there with celebrities? You out there with manager?" I said, "What? What?" I said, "What are you saying?" I didn't know what he was saying. He was like, "Oh, you don't know manager?" I said, "I want to know what you're talking about." And he said, "You say you out there kicking it, da, 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 da." And I was like, "I didn't say that." He said, "Oh, that's what I thought." And then he was like, "Man, you're from YouTube." I was like, wait, what's her name?" And I was like, "Wait, shoot. Yeah." I was like, "Oh, snap. You remember him?" He was like, "Yeah, that's my girl." I said, "That's my man." Everybody know you know I know you know I call you man, man. So go show me that you can't stop.
But going back to what we were saying about if we
Tyron.
have you ever seen that movie Mo Better Blues with Samuel L. Jackson?
Denzel
Mm-hmm,
Washington.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
when Samuel L. was on that drugs and he had the guy had to kill his own son because no, I'm taking it back. Devil in
That
the
was
Blue Dress.
that
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it
that was
wasn't. That was Jungle Fever.
Jungle Fever,
Yeah.
right? Jungle Fever. Yeah. So now, would you consider that's a mistake? I mean, you create your own son and
No, it wasn't a
his own.
mistake. That man shot his son on purpose. He meant to kill him. He thought he was entitled to take life, but that ain't his responsibility. Know his job.
Mm,
That's true.
And he was a preacher.
seen
He should have known better. But I forgot.
Mm,
But I forgot. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why he felt so entitled. He's a preacher.
mm.
So
See, I thought maybe
Superman.
preachers feel
that's
entitled.
Yeah, the preachers feel
Yeah.
entitled to do that. They think they have the right to do things that they really don't have the right to do because they're
Interesting.
because
Interesting
they're
concept.
preachers. God ordained me to do this. That's their excuse.
I never heard that one.
Oh, yes, you have. Stop lying.
No, I ain't heard that one.
Yes, you have. Bullshit. I'm calling you on it.
Hey, we don't do all that on the
I'm,
channel.
call,
You can
I'm, hey,
call
I'm,
you can
I'm,
you can
I'm
call me
calling
on
you on it.
you
I'm,
can call me on it all you want, but
I'm
I've never heard
calling it.
anybody sit up there and talk about
You
being
have
entitled
heard
to take
preachers.
life because God said they were
Okay, here's
ordained
the
to do
thing.
something.
You've never seen preachers be entitled to things that you know full well got nothing to do with God nor religion. It's like, okay, dude, this is you.
No.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Can't move the goalposts on that one. You said to take a life. Now,
Oh,
have I seen preachers just overstep bounds or supposedly preachers overstep bounds?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've seen that.
Well, here's the thing. The same principle applies. It's just this guy took it a little further than the guys you used to seeing.
Well, I don't think
That's what I mean.
he just
That's
told
what I
it.
mean. That's what I mean
In
by
that
that.
movie, he told his son if he show back in this house again, he knew it wasn't the right thing, but he told him if he show up in the house again, he was gonna kill him. He told him
Yeah,
that.
and my thing is,
But the deal is that doesn't. I'm like you. That doesn't make it right or not. But I don't
right.
think.
You know, that
I
doesn't
don't
make
think
it
he was
right.
entitled.
Can nobody take nobody's life? When people do it, you're not entitled to take nobody's life, no matter who you is. You could be the Pope, Obama, preacher, your mama. You can't take nobody's life. Because once you get a judgment day, you will be judging. Even though it's a sin and a sin none greater than the other, you can't do that because you didn't give life that you didn't take. Oh, I birthed them. That don't mean to you birthed them, but you didn't get them life.
And the
You
thing is,
didn't breathe
here's the
air
thing.
into them.
Here's the thing. You birthed him, so why don't you get him some help?
That part.
It's
Well,
your
that's the
fault.
deal. But he was.
It's
Yeah.
your fault that he's here in the first place. He didn't ask to be here. You did it
That
against his
part.
will. So how about you get him some help? You know what I'm saying? Why don't we try that out? Well, I'm gonna pray for him. Well, prayer ain't enough in some cases. Sometimes God ain't gonna do it. Sometimes God is not enough because the other person has to be willing.
Oh,
Nope, the other person has to be willing to receive it. If the other person ain't willing to receive it, God ain't gonna have no effect. Neither is your religion, neither is your Bible. The other person ain't open to it, they reject it. That's what you're gonna get. Nothing. So
He's
people
right.
need to get over that whole
what
thing.
you think, Susan? You agree?
What?
The whole thing.
Wait.
Mhm.
Lady Navoa, please, you got to fix your. You have to fix something. It can't be just me. But you
Yeah, her
sound
mic, her
muffled
mic is
and it's
her mic is
distant.
mic is popping real
It's
bad.
very. It's very
Why y'all
echoey.
done said that a long time ago?
It just
Wow,
started
Hold
not
on.
too long ago. Fix it. That's good.
It's killing me.
Sorry, brother. I started another wormhole.
No,
you
it's
sure
not
you
another
sure
war.
did.
FYI, see, we got 15 more minutes, guys. Just FYI.
Why
We got
15 minutes?
because we had to close up early tonight.
For what?
Super Bowl.
Because yeah,
That's
Super Bowl.
that's in
What's
2
wrong with
weeks.
you? What are you
I
talking
know.
about? Super Bowl.
Championship. I
Super
know.
Bowl's in 2 weeks.
Actually, I have to be up in the morning early, so we have to
Oh,
close it out. But no, to your point, the stuff that you were saying, you're right about the part where you're saying that the person has to be able to receive help. That's true. The person has to be able to receive help. People have to accept Christ, and if they don't, that's what they did. They didn't.
yep. So if you ain't willing to receive it, the whole Bible thing and prayer, preaching the word and prayer, that's not going to have any effect. A
No,
big problem.
the preaching of the word and prayer can have effect and will have effect.
Not if
But
they're
for
not
that
willing
person,
to accept it.
no, for that person, it's that person. The person, people still have to make choices. Man. Like, I agree with that. People have to make choices.
Yeah, if they don't,
You
choose
can't
to
say
receive
nobody.
it,
I can't save nobody. Everyone makes a choice on a daily what they gonna do with Christ. They do. If they reject it, well, they reject it. That's on them. They're the ones that have to give the account.
right? It still doesn't change the point that I made.
Which is,
If they're not willing to receive Christ and the word,
still got a feedback maybe in the ball.
the big problem I've noticed is that in people is that they think that a lot of people reject the idea of what I just said, even the idea of it. I'm like, no, this is a fact. They're like, no, about God to fix anything. I'm like, if you let him, but people, you have to let him do it. I mean, you have to be willing to receive him. If you ain't willing to receive, that's the way it works. It's just not going to have any effect on you. And then they think, no, but see, people think prayer and the Bible is the way to reach everyone, and it's not.
Yeah.
You can't use prayer, in the Bible, and the word to reach an atheist. They simply don't believe the same thing that we do.
I think what you yeah. So I think what to your point of what you're saying on that portion, yes. Now, can God? You can pray for God to change hearts and stuff, and that happens. Yes, that happens.
I don't think God changed hearts. I think that it's like you said, when it comes to that, that's their choice. They're on their own with that. They have to choose. They have to choose to change. You know what I mean? They have to listen to the word, accept it as truth. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then make the choice to change, and then put in the work to change. They have to do that. If they don't, then you're back to square one. A person you want to help, but you can't because you don't have anything else to offer them except something that they see as fairy tales. And because let's be real, people do take it that way.
Yeah,
That's simply the way it is.
You have people that do it, but see, that's what. Yeah, so like I said, I don't disagree with that part of what you're saying. But we see things a little bit different on the object, because I believe once you accept Christ, he works in you the change. He's the one that says he makes you into the new creation. He does. Now, are you doing what you're called to do and everything else? I think that happens over time. I think as everything that just goes down throughout your life and the way that things happen within our life, those things happen. But for hold on a second. Say something, lady.
Is this better?
That's better. We just hear some background noise. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
you
that's
already
better.
know you're gonna hear that. That's my heater, so you already know that's the little engine that could. But you can't take nobody life. That's why I said you can't take nobody life, no matter
Yeah,
who you is.
yeah,
Obama,
we
your
got you.
mama, anybody. You cannot take nobody's life. You're not entitled to do that. And just because you gave birth don't mean you gave life. You birthed a child. Birth, not gave life. You didn't bring no air into their lungs. You didn't form them and all that. They were just inside of your body forming themselves. That's because of God. Everybody like, oh, there's always something bigger out there. Yada 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 yada. I don't know. And I get people need proof for everything in this world. So they go to science because they can see the stuff. Oh, I can see it, but can you see the little micro stuff that's real tiny that you have to put through a thing? If you don't put it through the microscope or whatever, no.
But once
Are
you
you
put it
gonna
to the
believe
microscope,
that?
you can see it. Yeah,
Are
because you can actually
I
see
said
it.
if you don't, I said if you don't,
I knew you were gonna say
don't. Are you still gonna believe it? They're gonna still believe it. They're gonna say yeah because it's science, part of science. They're gonna believe it because it's part of science. If people only believe in science and you bring up something like that as an example and they didn't get to see it, they're gonna believe what you said because it's science. You don't know, does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like if
but
they
science.
into
But
Well,
it.
the
it
thing is,
depends on it.
science is
Go ahead.
something
I
that
heard you say this before, man.
yeah, but science is something that you can actually prove, though, and that's why they lean.
Yeah.
That's why they lean on it. But here's the thing: like, if you want to be real about it, the thing they should do is try to prove everything about science. Like, I mean, otherwise you're just taking
That's
people's
where
word for it.
that's where I was going.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
Otherwise you're just taking people's word for it, and you know what is that worth?
yeah, because what not every anytime, and that was one of the dangers of the whole when people were screaming about doing COVID to trust the science stuff, right? That was one of the dangers of doing that. They were putting their faith in what they perceived were experts, but yet and still they were disregarding what other people who were experts as well were saying. And so, and it got proven to be that the ones that they were listening to were wrong, and the ones that they were trying to silence were actually right. So the whole if you know the whole quote unquote uh scientific method as it's called, if you know, most people stop at the quote unquote hypothetical, right? They'll get to the theory portion of it, and that's where they'll stop.
Yeah, they don't get to the
They
proof.
don't go past the theory where you test the theory and get the results of the theory so that you can determine the specific facts, right? That
Yeah,
was one of the basis parts between that was the biggest disnomer with evolution, to the point that Charles Darwin on his pretty much on his deathbed was like, I wish I never even said nothing about this, right? Because for him, that's what it was. It was the theory of evolution on how things work. But at no point in time was the theory of evolution ever proven. You have never found one kind of something change into something else. You've never found it. It's not in nature. It doesn't exist. So everything that those who are going behind that theory is all taking it with an act of faith.
yeah, because like people ask me, do you think humans evolved from apes? I said no, I don't think we evolved from apes. Why do you say that? I'm like, because okay, if we evolved from apes, then where's the thing that was in between man and ape?
It should still exist.
There should be something, some proof, even if it don't still exist. There should be some
No, it
proof of
would
it.
no
Yeah.
logically.
My thing is, it would. I do agree. It should still exist. It should,
Right.
but hypothetically, even if it didn't still exist, there would be some
Yeah.
proof. There'll be fossils. There'd be some. You know what I'm saying? There would be
Yeah.
something to show us that was a thing. And I said no. I think Homo sapiens were one thing always, and primates were another.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I always think it was like that. I think we've just always been a difference. We're closely related. Yes, we are. I agree to that. DNA proves that. But
Yeah.
I don't think we evolved from them. No. Because apes are
So
still here. Apes are still here, and so are humans. So where in the hell is
okay.
the thing in between? Where's the thing in the middle? You know what I'm saying? We're here. Why isn't that?
Yeah, because you're talking about
Okay. I thought I
to
was
that
gonna ask you
point.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, to that point, he's talking to what they call macroeconomics, macro evolution, right? Which would be, to that point, you would have all things being logical the way that they are. Somewhere in the world, there should be someone or something that still mimics exactly what's going on, because you can't just cut out. You can't say I still have this. I'm going to cut out this whole section and say that this section don't exist, but then all of a sudden this section does. There has to be a continuous line of your quote unquote evolution.
So let me ask you a question.
His thing,
Let me ask you a question before I get lost.
So if apes were the beginning, if apes were the start of it, and humans were the end, and both are still here, the thing in the middle should be here too.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
What would you call the thing in the middle though?
Who knows?
Well,
no one has a name for it.
Yeah, they called it Cro-Magnon man. They called it Mission Link. They called it a number of different things. But the whole object was to
Neanderthals. I mean, look.
Yeah, that's the Cro-Magnon. That's the Cro-Magnon.
But there are also bones, and there's enough fragments and bone evidence to show that there was some level of not evolution from apes per se, but of let's say a lesser form of a human species, like a let's say a baby version of the human species.
But
nutrition,
here's the thing. Here's the kind of that nutrition science proves that we didn't evolve from apes. The reason why we evolved from Neanderthals is because of our diet. The change in our diet did that over long periods of time.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, exercise science, nutritional science proves that this is how we became as we are now. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, so there goes your ape theory.
Yep. And to your point, this is what they like to do, Joseph, and they are trying to equate adaptation with evolution.
Exactly. Adaptation is different. It's on a much smaller scale. It's on a much smaller scale adaptation.
Just like right now, you'll find taller people in northern. You find more taller people in northern Europe, like around Denmark, Iceland, those areas there, than you find in China. The average height is like 6'1", I think, in that area, and the average height in China, I think, is like 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, Senegal is taller. I actually met a
Senegal. Yeah. There you go.
6'2", 6'3". This dude was like 6'7".
Yes.
I was like, whoa.
Yes.
So
but not everybody in that area.
Okay.
If you move to the left or to the right, you're going to see people that are even, because you go so far, you run across the pygmies. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's things in regards to, like, and Mandrell was right. There's things in regards to the region. There's things that are involved in nutrition. There's things that are involved in all of these different places that help people to adapt within their environment.
Climate does it in the whole nine, dude.
Yep.
Like you notice that's why you have people that's why black people have much more melanin in their skin than other races, because Africa is a very hot continent. You know what I mean? And so we had to adapt to that environment. So our bodies had, develop more melanin to protect us from the ultraviolet rays of the sun.
Right.
And so that's the only reason why we have coarse hair and darker skin. It ain't because we're genetically inferior to anybody. Like, no, that's dumb. You know what I'm saying? They're over there in loincloths. I'm like, did they need pants? It's hot.
You're right.
What are you talking about? Like, why would they wear pants? Why would they make that? There's never been a need, like, ever, until the Europeans came and said, hey, this is the new fashion. Try this out. Like, Africans have never had the need to wear the clothes that you wear, ever. But, I mean, you let white people tell it. They know everything. No, we're going to make their lives better. How? By bringing diseases and slavery? Thanks. And division.
You have all that, but then that's also was done prior to.
Yeah, every civilization.
No, I mean And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, every civilization does that. I submit that, but
Yeah.
it's just in the spirit of the argument that I've been, some of the arguments I've been into it with white people. I'm like, yeah, dude. I mean, you didn't do as good a job as you think you did. You know what I'm saying? You brought some new stuff that they didn't know. So you brought new knowledge to them, of course, and that's cool. But you also did a lot of damage, tons of it, generations of it. So you can't exclude that, which is what they like to do. They like to exclude that part. You know what I'm saying? Like all we did was make their lives better. No, not really.
Yeah. New knowledge does not mean
doesn't mean better. Like the invention of the atomic bomb to me was not better. We didn't need that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need that.
But see, that's the deal. It all depends on what the knowledge is used for.
Yeah.
Knowledge can be used. Knowledge, like for example, that atom bomb, right? Like you can take it instead of using it for an atom bomb, you can use nuclear energy to power, electrical grids from here to Juvemba, right? But yet and still, it was used to what? Bring Japan.
It was used to
destroy and kill
millions of people. And the thing is, there's much better technology out there than atomic energy.
Yes, it is. But what I'm saying, my point is, even though it is, you are correct, there's better energy that could be used for that. But what I'm saying is that knowledge of it, you could use it for X or you can use it for Y. It's the same thing what they can. If I come in and I teach you how to be able to say you know nothing about digging a well, right? Say you know nothing about a well. You go every day to a stream, couple of 500 yards away, 1,000 yards away, or whatever else, and you hauling water back and forth, right? But I teach you how to dig a well and tell you, hey, there's a water table under here. I'll show you how to dig this well and everything else. Now, on top of me showing you how to dig this well, I'll show you how to set up and construct a pump so that you never have to even draw a bucket. You can make it where it pumps it out for you by hand, X, Y, and Z. That would be new knowledge to a person to be able to get water and give them a level of efficiency and even comfort in some cases, right? However, if I say, okay, I'm gonna teach you how to, I'm gonna go ahead and give you knowledge on where to go grab water for it. So now you can take this water and use it to create this area here where you can then go out and flood your neighbor, right? Or siphon off the water that your neighbor would normally get just to direct it over to you so that all of their stuff die. Well, see, that's now you just use the knowledge that you had for, instead of using it for good, you use it for ill. And that's the whole part behind all of it. But it's always going to be, where's the heart of man in that regards. But guys, we got to end it. We got to end it for the night.
We end it now?
Yeah, I got to.
Selfish.
I got to. I'm just going to be selfish then. My heart's going to be selfish tonight because I know where my eyes are going to be at when I get up at 7. So
I thought we had the 30 more minutes, but don't.
Oh no.
I gotta get up because I gotta get up too and sing in the morning.
No, I gotta tag it out.
I was being nice. I
don't need my eyeballs and eyelids at my feet. Sorry, but otherwise we would have rocked it. But,
I'm just saying I was being nice. I was like, I got 30 minutes. Y'all. That was a hand. And I'm glad you picked up on it because, when I get sleepy, my voice started changing. You were like, it's time to go. Lady's voice changed. Time to go.
Like I said earlier, it wasn't going to be a super long show, but it was going to.
How long did we do? I'm not looking at it. How long did we do?
Right around 2 hours.
That's not bad for a Saturday.
But,
good job, Superman. You did good, sir.
Well, with that being said, though, let's go ahead and get ready to
pick a verse
in the word of prayer. Yeah.
We're not
Who
gonna
wants to
pick a
pick the
verse.
song?
Man,
Since you
man,
mentioned it.
man, because he ain't even picked one yet.
Pick what now?
Pick a song.
Pick a song.
No.
Just pick a song.
Mm-mm.
Weirdo.
Mm-mm.
You don't like songs?
Use
I'm
today's
the weird one.
use today's date.
No. What you mean? Is it one of a hymnal? Like the more Negro
No.
Like Psalms 27, Psalms, Book of Psalms 1, Psalm, not 119
Oh, a
though.
Psalms.
You
Okay.
say
Yeah.
Not
Negro,
one, but
you
not
say Negro
119.
spirituals.
Not
Except for
Negro
You said
119.
y'all said well, you said pick a song.
Yeah,
You
I
say
said
Negro
songs.
spirituals.
You said pick a song. I mean, so I said
Man,
okay.
Superman, can you put him in a timeout?
I don't know. I mean, like listen, it's been a minute since I've been to church. I don't sing hymnals no more.
No, a song, fool. And I'm so proud of you. Thank you for the support because I asked you to come up here, and I wanted you to come because you haven't been here in a while, and I just want to give you your flowers. Thank you for always supporting us, and you know the real ones. That's why I always have your back, and not because I'm your moderator. It's because you're my brother with family, and I will always continue to support you and have your back. You hear me? And this is your home, the village. You feel me? So that's why I want you to come here because the people love when you come. They enjoy your presence and your conversation, especially on a Friday night when we have it. You have it lit up here. You, Joseph, Sweatbread, Superman, Bolo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna invite you on another one, probably on next Friday, and maybe if you can come and join us on the Testimony Friday, the real one. And join us because we love your presence and your conversations and your laughter and even when you acting up because we can handle you. And I just want to tell you thank you for being who you are.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very
Wow,
grateful
that
for
was
that.
awesome.
And we love you.
That was
Be
awesome.
like Tottenham and let it go home.
Now pick a song.
goodness.
Not 119 because that's the longest one. And we're not going to be here until tomorrow reading.
Why not?
What about two? What about
I thought
211?
We do not do 119 unless we the only time we do it is when we get to Psalms 119 in the morning, Monday through Friday, when we hit in Psalms and we hit 119. They're gonna break it up in sections and read it like they did last year. So it's
well,
too long.
if you love the law, what does it matter?
Man, we trying to go to bed.
211.
We do love so we can go and praise the Lord in the morning. We gotta praise the Lord in the morning. Come on now.
What about Psalm
Even though
211?
Yeah, Psalms
Song what?
211.
there you go.
Psalms
You
211.
fireman, man. You fireman, man.
Why am I
That's all I'm
fired?
gonna say.
I just said
Thank
Psalms
you, Joseph.
211.
No, Joseph picked Psalms 211. You didn't even know
There
about no
is no
Psalms
song
211.
211. Well, you talking about just the
And
verse? Chapter 2,
I'm
verse
just
11?
saying.
Oh, there isn't. Oh,
Ain't no 211.
It
I'm
only
just
goes to
saying. I
150.
just said that.
Just pick today's date.
okay.
All right.
112.
112.
No, let's go 128.
128.
Okay.
Chapter 1, verse 28.
No, you got to do the whole chapter.
All right, he already said it. Psalms 128. So here we go. It says,
There you go. Thank you.
blessed is everyone who fears the Lord, who walks in his ways. When you eat the labor of your hands, you shall be happy, and it shall be well with you. Your wife shall be like a fruitful vine in the very heart of your house, your children like olive plants all around your table. Behold, thus shall the man be blessed who fears the Lord. The Lord bless you out of Zion, and may you see the good of Jerusalem all the days of your life. Yes, may you see your children's children. Peace be upon Israel. All right.
No, too bad that message ain't translate over.
And that wasn't even a long one. So that was a
Israel,
good
Keep
one.
in mind what it says.
Israel's
So
over
may
a
the
war
Lord
zone
add a
right now.
blessing. May the Lord add a blessing to the reader and the listeners of his holy divine
But again,
word. Amen.
it has to be, it said what? The man who fears the Lord.
Why do you fear? Why do you have to fear the Lord if he loves you and he wants you to do good things?
Go.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not afraid of him.
No, stop. It's not. Hold on a second. It's not about being afraid of.
You literally just said that.
No, that word fear. That word fear that's in there means respect and honor.
Yeah.
Then what's respect and honor have to do with fear?
Man, come back on Friday.
Tell you what, yes, we'll talk about it.
This.
Pull that
I'm
out.
gonna
We'll talk
remember
about it on
this.
Friday.
I'm gonna write it down, and because you really always ask this question, and that means you're really curious about this question.
I
So
do.
you
It
be
doesn't.
gonna be
I
here
do because it
Friday.
doesn't. It's
Are you
never
gonna come
made
on
sense.
Friday?
This-
Are you gonna come on Friday? Because you're gonna have
I'll come
probably
on
Bolo
Friday.
here too.
all right, cool.
Okay, we're gonna talk
Let's
about
go
it.
ahead.
I'm
Let's
writing it
go ahead
down
and
right
close
now.
out. Let's go ahead and close out the
Thank
word
you.
of prayer. Father God, we just thank you for this day again. We just thank you for allowing us all to be together. We thank you for allowing us to come here tonight, Lord, to be able to speak about the things that you've done. We thank you for just giving us a chance to just get together in fellowship, Lord, and to have these conversations. We just thank you for everyone that's here on the panel, for everyone that's here in the village and that was in the chat. We ask that you just watch over, keep us, and bless us, Lord. Allow us to be able to sleep peacefully tonight, Lord, and wake again to a new day to be able to praise and honor your name. We just thank you for everything that you've done, you're doing, and you're going to do with those that you've purchased with your own precious blood. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So,
I wrote it down. I wrote it down. So Friday, that's the first topic we're gonna bring up. If man here on time, and I'm gonna send you an invite to bring your tail here. And I know you be on other channels, but I know you ain't gonna be on the barbershop on Friday because you never do. Only sometimes. So I want you
all
to come
right.
here first. If you gotta
Okay.
go to the barbershop first, go there, but then come here.
Is
Boom.
that going to be your last word, Lady Navul?
Yep. And
All right.
and y'all start wearing y'all mask again. We starting to do that at our church because this stuff ain't over. It's still out there and it's making people sick. And this new stuff they coming out with and all this crazy stuff. Start wearing y'all mask when y'all around a lot of people. And that's my for real. And stay with God. God is real. He is so real. Want to get into the know of him and into his word. You cannot believe in him and not his word. You cannot believe in his word and not him. You can't do it. It goes together.
No, it doesn't.
And okay, we're gonna talk about that on Friday. So I love y'all and and God bless you. Man, I love you too.
Yeah, I love you too. I'm not even kidding
All
about
right,
that.
I'm finna write that down too.
Yeah, write that down. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Because I'm
All
gonna
right.
I'm gonna have
All
a
right.
Okay, I go
barbecue up here.
next.
A barbecue up
I
here
go
Friday.
next. Thank you
All
for
right.
wisdom. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for knowledge. Thank you for the Bible, because without it, we are dead.
No, you're not. Nonsense.
What
Hey,
you say,
hold on a second.
Swinburne?
Stop.
I was trying to write it down. What did he say?
Without the Bible, we're dead. That's nonsense.
Mandrill,
Uh-huh.
not your last words yet, bro.
I'm
Hold on
not,
a second.
it's just that all the lies I'm hearing up here, man. Good Lord.
I just want to know what he said. The
Hold
last
on
word he
a
said.
second.
But it's his last word, Mantrail.
What was your last
Yes.
word? You
Fair
said
enough.
I
Happy
was
last
just
word.
saying.
My bad. I don't mean to be
Okay.
rude. My apologies.
All right, it's cool. Thank you, T-Biz, for your strength and energy today. Thank the Lord for His knowledge, His wisdom, and the Bible, because without it, we are dead.
Appreciate you. All right, Mandrill. Last
he
word.
didn't say nothing. Mandrill didn't say nothing.
Okay. Now listen, people. I have not come to kill or destroy, but to fulfill. Okay, that's why I'm here. Okay, and I'm gonna help you spread the word of the Lord. Okay, the real word. I mean, which is you don't need all that. That isn't no. You've been told that, and you've been indoctrinated to believe it. That's what I see people doing. What they've been indoctrinated to believe, that's what they go with. I was like, no, but I'm the wrong one. I'm the one who gets judged and get called an atheist and whatnot. I'm like, no, I'm not an atheist. Yes, you are. Why? Because I don't worship the same way you do. Your way is wrong. Who the fuck are you to say?
Language.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just I hear it all the time. I'm just like, okay, for you to be such a Christian, you really are doing a lot of judging. How does your God feel about that? Since you clearly don't think he doesn't claim me and I don't claim him. You know what I mean? I mean, it's supposed to be different because we have a personal relationship with him. So God's going to communicate and interact with me in a completely different way that he's going to relate to anyone else on the planet. He has to, because we're all individuals. None of us are going to worship the same. And if we are, something's wrong. You need to start asking questions like, hey, what is this? Why is everybody worshiping in the same way? No, it's not streamlined like that. That's what makes it special. That's what makes it unique. That's what makes it great. But everybody denies God's weakness and don't even realize that that's what they're doing. But I'm the one who's wrong. So be it. I'll be wrong. You know what I'm saying? It amazes me, the vitriol and piss and vinegar I get from Christians. You people judge me like there's no tomorrow. I ain't done nothing to you, but try to help you. Who am I to tell you guys that you're wrong? I kid around when I do it. At least I'm at least joking when I do it. I'm having fun. I don't actually mean it. I mean, your way to worship is your way to worship. I respect that. That's how he reaches you. It may not be how he reaches me. Some of it is, but not all of it. So people, stop taking yourself so seriously. Is my message. Okay? Love each other. First of all, learn how to love, because most people don't know how to do that. They don't. You don't know how to be in a relationship, to include friendships. You don't know how to do that. Learn these things, people. Especially before you come around judging other people and telling them they're doing it the wrong way when you don't know it yourself. That's it for tonight.
I wrote it all down. I got you.
All right.
I'm gonna, and just for so all of you know, I'm going to have a barbecue on Friday. I'm gonna cook every single one of you. Good luck.
Hey, come on up, man.
Yeah, Anthony. You'll see.
You know me. It's
These
always
are
good.
soldiers under the cloth of the Lord that you're gonna be talking
I hope
to.
I hope Bolo's here too. I'm gonna chew him up too.
Oh.
I hope Bolo's here.
Superman, that's my job. Pass the message.
I can't wait. We need to run a Mandrill versus the Village Cry on. He's gonna cook everybody.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm
keep running
it down.
It'll be 1801. It'll be glorious.
All right.
And everyone will see you all get destroyed by one man. One man took on 800.
Man, you said man versus Village. What?
You gonna draw your line in the sand first?
What line in the sand?
I'm just asking. You said 18 against 1, so I figured,
I don't need a handicap.
Okay.
You might, but I mean, I don't.
Nope. I'm looking. I feel like this. I am looking forward to it.
I want you to explain it, because I'm gonna have some real questions that you really hadn't thought about.
Go ahead.
Don't use that crutch. Oh well, that's just the way God wanted it. No. No, that's clearly not what it is.
Never said
the only
that.
thing I have never said that.
That's the Christian's go-to cop out.
Nope. I have never said. They'll tell you. Every one of them will tell you on the stage. I've never said that.
Well, that's just the way God wants it. No.
Hold up.
But
only thing I asked if on Friday, come serious.
Stop. Hold on. No.
Come serious. Friday.
Hold on. Joseph, last word.
Oh, sorry, Joseph.
This is a while. Okay. Well, it's unfortunate you wasn't able to talk about what you spoke about earlier.
Great. I suppose you're gonna blame that on me too, huh?
No, I don't think you showed up until middle. No, it just kind of went to where it was going to go. So, but all I will say about it is, you seeing someone roll over in the car and, wondering if they knew the guy, finding out they're alive, but still wondering. Fear of death, and life after death, what becomes of me, and not only myself, but those who I love and those even strangers I don't know, like the person who rode over in the car. And then asking the existential questions of, am I doing everything I can for the kingdom to serve others? And what will be the memory of those of me when I'm long gone from here? Not wanting to be just the guy or basically want to leave your mark on the world. I think everyone to some degree have those kind of questions, and it can either inspire you or it can stress you out. But it was one thing that Keanu Reeves said years ago on the talk show, Stephen Colbert, when he was asked, "What do you think happens to us when we're gone?" And he said, he took a pause and he just kind of looked around for a second because the question kind of hit him out of nowhere. He wasn't expecting it. And everyone expected him to give this long, drawn out answer and response like most people typically do. But he just came out and just said, he said, those who love us will miss us. And maybe that's all we need to know. And on that note, that's a wrap.
All right. Cool
That's
beans.
deep.
That's nice.
That's
Yeah,
deep.
we can revisit that.
I wrote it
next week
down.
if you want to. So we can do that.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
That'd be fun.
And that's the one. What you do? Did you do everything you needed that you supposed to do to get into the kingdom of heaven?
No, it was what I brought out that at earlier tonight. It was more of it's kind of like one of those self-reflecting moments, right? You see certain things and it just gives you that pause, right? And you start to reflect on the things that's happening with you and what you've done over the years, and the people that you've impacted, and you have those questions, right? What if that was me? What if I didn't? Maybe something like that happened to me and I didn't make it, with the people that you touched over the years and everything else, have I done everything that I needed to do or wanted to do for the kingdom of God? Did I put my time, use my time wisely? Things of that nature. It has nothing to do about salvation or anything else. But to that point, you want to do the things that bring honor and glory to God. You just do, right? And so sometimes, we fall short in doing that, but it's just kind of one of those self-reflective moments to make you think. And so, like I said, when people, does it really matter in the grand scheme of things what somebody says about you and don't say about you? The answer is no, right? It really isn't.
Right.
But it's good. But it'd be good to know to a certain degree, that the people that you helped, whose lives that you poured into, touched over the years, how it what they have to say. It just kind of makes you think: are they going to be given, honor and glory to God behind it, or whatever the case may be? Just one of those self-reflective moments. That's it. But I thank you guys for being here tonight and for joining me up here.
Thank you.
It's great to see everyone in here tonight.
I have a question.
What's that?
Can Merriman answer Joseph's question real quick? It's a quick one. He asked him about his show on Black Man Unfiltered because he got a show before Testimony for Friday if he was to do it. So to let him know if it's going to be on it. He wanted to know if he's still doing his show Unapologetic on Black Man Unfiltered. I know the answer, but since he's here, I want him to answer.
Not on a consistent basis, and definitely, I'll just say not really. My sister and I both got things to do. Like we've gotten really busy, both of us, at the same time. You know what I mean? So we just haven't had. She and I both have just. It's not that we don't want to do it. We do like doing the show. It's just we can't squeeze the time in to prep for the show. Come up with a topic. You know what I'm saying? And prep for it. Yeah, we don't have the time to prep for the show anymore. So it's like, okay, something's got to give. Either we can make this money or we can go do the show. And it's like, all right, as much as we like doing the show, we got to pull back, and pulling back turned into, goodness, we hadn't done the show in months now, so.
I was on vacation, and then that's when y'all noticed y'all was busy because
my sister,
trainer and she's an actress, and that's a lot of work. So
if you remember, I don't know if you guys watched the episode, but my sister kind of got got upset with me because she thought I was not into the show. She was tired. So was I. Like I talked to her right after. I was like, no, it's not that. It's just I'm just tired. Like I'm trying to stay awake. She's like, really? I said, yeah. She said, I thought you were just not into it. I thought you were just brushing it off. I said, no, I'm beat. What do you want me to do? I'm beat. What do you want me to do? She said, I'm tired too. I said, you know what? Let's take a break. Let's take a break. She said, yeah, let's do that. That's best. And so, it's just we needed a break, and
it's a hard responsibility. You're right about that. It is.
Yeah.
And you're not getting paid to do it. At least not anything, nothing significant, not enough to warrant or justify the time, the prep alone. Because it was very intelligent, thought out. Like it was very strategic the way you guys were moving. I was like, people don't look at that. It takes time to create those beats that flow, and then it's like it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy.
Right.
The hardest thing, and this is from someone that does it. The hardest thing is when you're working, having that time to be able to stage the show and put everything that you need, because you don't want to give people a crap show.
Exactly. We don't want to do
that's the whole
deal.
You want people to come away with information. You want people to come away more knowledgeable than what they left from when they first arrived. You
prime example, Superman.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to do it though. It's when you're working, and this is not YouTube is not your career. So when you're working and you're doing all of these other things, and then to sit back and carve out so much time for a show to be able to give good information and to thought-provoking pieces it is a difficult piece to do it. So I understand it 100%.
You an example.
I tip my hat to you
yesterday.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Yeah.
And you explained it why you like, I want to have a good show and I want to make sure I have everything you just said. You said it last night within 2 minutes, and I applaud you for that. And I said, you know what, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? If you do it on another day, even if I don't think you even need to wait to do it on another day, do it next Thursday because you need a break. You up Monday through Friday, and you here on Friday nights, and you do Thursday nights. Take a break. We okay because you missed Thursday. Do it next Thursday. Do not please promise me that you don't have to promise me, but in your mind, promise me without saying it out loud that you're not going to try to make up this Thursday lie. Just let it go. You were tired. Next Thursday. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to happen this Thursday coming is, as a matter of fact, it was actually the sweatbreads piece that he talked about a little bit earlier when he was asking that question. It was part of the question that what's his name asked the other night, last Testimony Friday. But it was actually a lead in to some of the stuff that he was saying, and to point out a lot of the things that he was saying and where it came from. So just to let you guys know that this is something that he was really pulled off the cuff on his own, like this was his thought process per se. This is where he actually got it from. And it's not only that, but it's a piece that's being introduced now into other elements of society, but that whole thing goes back a long time, many years ago, hundreds of years ago, where this comes up when we first see it. So
man, you need to come on one Thursdays too and join that panel, because he have an open panel after he do his intro and his show, and it be so deep, and it's stuff you like to talk about too sometimes that he talk about, and you get into it and you'll like it. So come on a Thursday one day, and if you ever have drop the link, go out there and talk to him, and that would be dope, because you be deep like him too, and you talk like that. And I'm just doing this to help grow the channel, because I know what Mandrell likes because of what I seen. I've been around 2, 3 years. How long? 2 years. Anyways, and we started to learn, that's my family. So, and this is my village, and TV Superman do the Redeem on Thursdays is nice. He has a nice crowd. Come and join a one-night invite and do that. And I'm done. And we can cut it off because my medication
Yes.
kicking in.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
sorry,
love
brother.
y'all.
I know you're trying to cut it off, brother. One more question. Mandre, are you atheist?
No.
No.
I can tell you.
I'm going to say
Not
no. Even Superman said no.
Yeah, no,
If
I'm
he's
not.
aliens,
I am not an atheist, man. I actually do believe in God.
he
It's
feel
religion. It's religion I have a problem with.
Oh, okay. Yep.
I
All right.
just think with a lot of it, we've been pointed in the wrong direction. And in my life, I've literally learned. You know how they say walk with God in it. I've literally learned how to do that. Literally, in a literal sense, I've learned how to do that. And because most people never discovered that ability, they don't understand it when I explain it to them. They just simply don't understand it because they're just like, yeah, that's not how it works. The Bible says, yeah. What are you without your Bible? What are you then? What happens when evil comes your way? You ain't got no, you don't haven't had a word with you. Where's God? He's right here. Do you know that? Do you know, or how do you know? He says, no. Not how he says, do you know it? I do. You know, and it's different. And like I said, it has to be different because we're all individuals. And instead of people listening and trying to learn how or figuring out how I got to this point, they choose to say, nope, you're wrong. And you don't believe in God. Wait, I literally just said I believe in him and I walk with him. No, you don't believe in God. No, you don't. There's no way you believe in God if that's what you believe in. I'm like, I'm glad you're here to tell me that. I mean, because I thought this whole time I thought I was serving the Lord. But thanks for letting me know.
Thank you for reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. I just wrote it down. Personal relationship. I wrote it down because I want them to break down what is a personal relationship with God to you. I think you got yours.
Yeah, it's wild though, man. It's wild though, man. It's just like people because
that's important.
Yeah, and
we're here to help save souls.
I'll explain it on the other day, on another night, because I know Anthony's trying to get out of here. But like, there's some stories in the Bible. They've heard me say things like, "Listen, I don't believe the whole Bible. I don't believe some of that stuff. I think a lot of that is metaphor, and a lot of it didn't actually happen literally." They said, "Why do you say that?" I'm like, because some of the stuff God does in the Bible is flat out evil. It is. It's flat out. Some of the stuff he does is evil, dude. And I'm just like, I don't believe a good, loving, caring God's gonna do that.
The world have evil.
Yeah, but God ain't gonna do that.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, yeah. We can't turn this into another long conversation. But
that's all,
yes,
folks.
that is all. So again, thank you guys for being here.
Love you.
By all means, come back next Friday for the show, and we'll go from that route.
Next Thursday first, and then Friday. There you go.
We're talking about the Testimony Friday, so we can pick up some of these conversations then, and we can go through it and have those conversations. So, but with that being said, again, I thank you guys for being here, for everyone that's in the chat for being here, and everything else. And you guys have a good rest of your day, a good rest of your time.
You too, Superman. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Bless you. Love you, Bolo.
Y'all have a great one. Grace and peace, y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Invite her home.